That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet, the home of Inter Miami, the Florida Panthers, and the Miami Heat, with all of the biggest live events in sports. If it's happening in sports, it's happening right here on ESPN 1063, South Florida's home for sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Ford is here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you value what we value. Now offering employee pricing. American value for American values. Go to Ford.com or your local Ford dealer for more information.
Duffy Sports Grill is celebrating the MVPs in your life. Moms, dads, and grads. Now through June 21st, when you buy $50 in any combination of Duffy's MVP gift cards, you'll score a $10 bonus on your MVP account, starting on June 22nd. So whether you're thanking mom, celebrating dad, or helping a grad walk across the stage, give the gift of Duffy's. Duffy Sports Grill. Our game is always on. Gift card purchases do not count toward achieving Gold, All-Star, or Hall of Fame status and cannot be redeemed on the same day issue.
The 4 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo is presented by Gießen 0% Wines. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, meaning it's always the perfect time for Gießen wines. Elevate your game night with Gießen's 0% Sauvignon Blanc, Rosé, Pinot Grigio, even Sparkling Brut. 0% alcohol, all the flavor, Gießen wines from New Zealand, making the 4 o'clock hour or any hour the perfect time.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Crawl into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin! Brunson gets it, fires up a three. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone! It's gone! It's gone! With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it.
The Knicks taking a commanding 3-1 lead. Welcome on in, folks, to Russo and Rizzo. Mike Rizzo and Elias Bustamante here at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Appreciate everyone who listened to me on Theoretically Speaking the 2 hours before, but another 2 hours of action-packed radio and the NBA Finals. Coming up from 6 to 7, we're going to have extra time with myself and Damian Perez, really breaking everything down about the World Cup. We'll touch on World Cup 2 on Russo and Rizzo. Elias is my big-time football fan behind the glass as well. I wanted to ask him a couple of questions about who we're going to be seeing tonight as far as Czechia and South Korea. I'm very familiar with the South Korean side, but Elias had a couple of players that he liked on the Czechia side as well. It's 1-0 right now, Mexico on top of South Africa. Quinones having the opening goal for Mexico, the former Tigres man and Liga MX play. He scored the opening goal. He nutmegged the goalkeeper. Shocking keeping, horrific keeping, disgraceful keeping. And then he put 2 more on target in that first half. One hit the bar, and then one was just a whisker to the left. So Mexico knocking and scoring early in the first World Cup game in North America in 2026. It's overcast at the Azteca Stadium right now in Mexico. We're waiting on the sun to come out there, but we're going to be having another game once again, Czechia and South Korea later on today. All right, listen, Knick fan, I want to hear from you. 888-760-3776. The Knicks with a tremendous victory last night. The biggest comeback in finals history. The biggest comeback in finals history. Jalen Brunson back to his usual antics when his team's down big and counted out. Brunson led the charge, but it was this man who really set the tone and had the dagger with about 5 seconds to go in the game.
Brunson gets it, fires up a 3. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it.
Knick fan, 888-760-3776. Is this the best win? Is this the best win in Knicks history? I would like to say yes. I probably have a couple of New Yorkers that were alive here in Palm Beach County in 1973 that remember the great Walt Frazier and those teams. But this is the first finals win in Madison Square Garden since 1973. And the Knicks take a commanding 3-1 lead. So 888-760-3776. Is this the best win in Knicks history? And I'm even going to take it a step further. Touched a little bit on this earlier and during Theoretically Speaking, but I do think that this is probably the best win in New York in the last decade. Like, New York teams, if we want to go through all of them, the Yankees haven't won since the Mark Teixeira, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, Masahiro Tanaka teams. The Mets, I mean, geez, what, Darryl Strawberry in the 80s? The Mets have gone on runs. They've been to, they've been to the championship series, but they haven't been to a World Series in eons, early 2000s, Subway Series. Moving on to the Jets. Do I need to say anything more about the New York Jets? What, Joe Namath, all right? Arguably one of the worst run sports teams and all. So nothing there with the Jets. Maybe for all the worst reasons, right? The butt fumble. You want to talk a little bit about the butt fumble? Maybe you could put that on there. All right. And then the Giants. And I think that's where you get the moment. The Brandon Jacobs toughest 1 yard in the history of the league against that Patriot defense to keep the drive alive, where the moment David Tyree happened. I think that's it. That's how far back I am going to go. And New York is just such a great city. It's got such a great fan base. And I really am wondering, 888-760-3776. I mean, you New Yorkers, give me a moment like that could even top that. Give me a moment that compares to that in recent history. I don't think you can. And I'm definitely assuming that the Knicks are going to win this series. I don't think this is a case of Golden State up 3-1. Hell, different sports, but the Cleveland Indians up 3-1 against the Cubs. The Spurs aren't winning. From what I saw the last 4 games, the Spurs aren't winning 3 games in a row. This is a young Spurs team. This is a Victor Wembanyama, who I think is the next immortal in the league. He's one of one. This Spurs team is going to win, in my opinion, probably multiple titles. Just not this year. They had chances. They've let every game slip through the cracks. That game 2, Wembanyama, game-winning look, back iron. Last night, up 29 points. The largest comeback in NBA history. The Knicks, Theo Dorsey, came in studio on his day off and explained to me how he thinks the Knicks are a bunch of cockroaches. They're never dead. This is an I'm taking it. People will disagree and the level of quality of player, this is an all-time great Knicks team if they win. They won 13 straight playoff games. They've won 14 out of 15 playoff games, and Jalen Brunson is the cardiac kid. All right, Ernie in West Palm. Elias, I've been waiting for this call for 2.5 hours. Ernie, where the hell have you been? I've been searching West Palm for you.
Listen, I've been trying for the past 2 hours to get on, and for some reason, it was just not allowing me to. To one point, I almost sold a safe for free. I almost got fired today. I didn't care. We're one game away. We're one game away. Even with everything that happened yesterday, they tried. The refs tried to take the game away. Early fouls given to Karl Anthony Towns, and I still don't understand. That was a hook on Wemby. Wemby had the arm underneath. I don't know how that was flipped and gave a foul to Karl Anthony Towns, but it is what it is. They kept the composure. They kept it together. That was an epitome of what New Yorkers are. Never giving up, even when the chips are down. And, man, listen, there was people telling me that the game was done at halftime. They were telling me it was over. I believed. I said, there's no way there's no way that this team was going to end like this. And they proved me right. They did it. They came back. I mean, a lot had to do with that collapse. I mean, they should have, I'm being honest, they should have taken Fox out when they needed to. They did it. They should have. And you know what? I think the Hacker Robinson kind of backfired on them for some reason. Even though that was implemented in, I think, the second quarter when they had the lead. But for some reason, I think when they hacked him, that kind of pissed them off because they were already leading. They were already leading by 24, and they hacked them to put him back on the line. Just to I think their method is to slow down the momentum. It didn't do anything. What it did was piss them off. They got their heads together. They just kept on chipping away. That was a great game, man. Fantastic game, man.
Now, Ernie, what'd you make of Anunoby and his 33 and his tip-in to really send the Knicks into a 3-1 series lead?
Dude, make that statue for that man. Make the statue for that man. Just give him the black card to the city. Give him the key to the city. The guy's running it from now on. Whatever he needs, he can get. Let that man be free. That man is, and let me tell you, Josh Hart owes that man a case of Gleason. A case of Gleason for the man, because if it wasn't for that layup that he botched, because that was a straight-up layup. I mean, it was there. He botched it, and his boy Anunoby saved him, because he even said at the press conference, he says, man, if it wasn't for Anunoby, I'll be right now in regret. He knows that.
Yep.
He was in regret. But you know what? He saved them. Those teammates got each other's back. They pulled their bootstraps up, and they kicked butt, man. Woo! Let's go.
Now,
Let's go next.
Ern, final thing, brother. I don't think we got to shop at the No Names Please outdoor stores, brother. I think you're off the hook on having to sleep on the Okeechobee Bridge. Would we agree?
Did you see the picture I sent you, though?
I did. Ern. You got it, Ern. I'm at your mercy, mate. My friends, the running joke with my friends is if they had to call one person, that wouldn't answer the phone, I'm that guy. I actually saw it. I got updated on it on the air, and I started dying laughing. And for those of you that don't know, more context, Ernie in West Palm Beach, who we're speaking to right now, Ernesto, one of my favorite callers, he called in and he said if the Knicks blow an 0-2 lead, he will sleep on the Okeechobee Bridge for a week. And, Ern, it got a little dicey there.
With the away jersey.
Yeah.
With the away jersey. Remember, you got to add that.
Yeah,
part.
with the away jersey, correct. Ern, it got a little dicey there. Is that a sigh of relief for you right now, mate?
Brother, you don't seem to understand. If I was a drinker, I would have been drinking like it was that bad that at halftime I'm looking at the score, I couldn't believe it, and I'm like, there's no way that they're going to really lay down like this. I just couldn't believe it. And you know what it was? And we're going to call this the Woo game. Because the Wu-Tang came at halftime and blew the roof off. And we're calling this the Woo game. This is the Woo game, when the Woo protect your neck. Because hey, San Antonio, protect your neck. You got bulldozed. This is the New York way. That is the worst. That's the best game I've ever seen in my life. I mean, the best game. Just makes up for everything. The Charles Smith getting fouled underneath. The finger roll from Patrick Ewing. The 2 for 17 from John Starks. My God, we're one game away, people. One game away from the championship. Whoa!
Love it, Ernie.
Go Knicks.
Ernie, enjoy the day. Appreciate you calling in. And brother, I think you're all good. You're all good. And we're looking forward to the Knicks hoisting that trophy, all right? That was Ernie in West Palm. Elias, my producer, co-host here, Russo and Rizzo today. You were done with Ernie, Elias? You were done with Ern. And listen, that was some contagious energy that Ernie had. I got to be honest, dude.
I mean, he was having a good time, and I understand that. That's fair. Fair to him.
Dude, fair.
Great game last night.
Elias, as I say, fair play to him. You want to know who doesn't deserve fair play? It's Mexico.
Why?
How the hell haven't they scored a goal? I mean, there's been every opportunity in this second half. A giveaway, Elias. I mean, for those of you, listen.
Oh, it's a red card.
It's Mexico and South Africa, and there was just a red card in the game. But South Africa can't string together 3 passes.
That's the
they
thing, yeah.
really can't. They can't put together 3 passes. They can't put together a possession.
I mean, if Mexico scores this one, it's going to be, easy game for him.
Yeah, nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
They're winning that group. Do we agree? South Korea's, nice with it, but I think it's probably
Mexico's winning the group, 100%. Just like Paraguay's winning the other group.
Dude, you can't stand the United States men's national team.
I love it.
No, you don't.
You know what I love?
You don't.
I just love rage baiting you. That's what I like.
Yeah, and for those of you, I said this story on Theoretically Speaking, but for our 4 o'clock audience today, I led a team meeting. So we have 12 markets, all right? Good Karma Brands, we have 12 markets. Myself and Julian Zalvadar, we're the aficionado football guys, soccer guys. So we hosted the draft for our markets. Each team got 4 teams. It worked out perfectly with the number of teams that are in there. Our HR, one of our head HR people, Kaylee Fisher, who's the best, she helped us through it. It was great. But Elias, with our 3rd pick, drafted Bosnia-Hungary. And he did that just to stick it to me with my Italians losing to Bosnia-Hungary and not being in the competition. You did. Can you admit that you did that on purpose?
No, I didn't do it on purpose.
You think they could win a game?
100%.
Give me the people in their group.
On the group?
Yeah.
It's Canada, Switzerland, and Qatar.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. And then who is our? I thought you were trolling with the next pick too.
No, I was gonna go.
Who was our 4th? I don't even remember.
South Africa.
I saw red.
No.
We have South Africa.
It's South Africa, but I was gonna pick. I was gonna pick. How do you pronounce this in English? Cabo Verde.
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde. Yeah.
Okay.
That team.
Cape Verde.
I mean, I don't know the name in English of that team.
The Congo probably would have been the pick there. Regardless, that's why JMP, our senior partnership coordinator, came up to me and said, "Oh, you're spot on about South Africa. I didn't know that we selected them." But regardless, folks, I am into the World Cup. I'm into the Knicks. Listen, if you're like Ernie and you got a call like Ernie, I want to hear from you. 888-760-3776. For those of you that listen to me, I'm all about passion, mate. That's the name of the game, is passion. And Ernie, that was Ernie. I think that was Ernesto's best call yet. Now, granted, Elias, I think it was pretty funny when he told me he was going to camp out on the Okeechobee Bridge, because I just am picturing Ernesto on the side of the Okeechobee Bridge with a tent.
Yeah.
Probably should be laughing at that.
I'm telling you right now, last night, probably on the first half of the game, he was probably watching deals for a tent.
He sent me. Elias, he sent me stuff on Instagram because we follow each other on Instagram. He sent me some stuff, and I didn't see it. That's why I brought it up to him. I didn't see it until I was on Theoretically Speaking today, and surely that was it. But Knicks fans, you got to be through the roof, and as you should, mates. Fair play to the Knicks. Fair play to the fans. Now, with every and this isn't New York fan. This is with every fan base. You got a couple of bad eggs. We had Big O and I believe Wellington call in and tell us he's a longtime Knicks fan, but he doesn't condone the the car breaking and the fire. I mean, granted, that's just ridiculous, But that's every fan base. Like, that's not just New York. But for all the Knicks fans and the New York fans that I love that are celebrating the right way, I want to hear from you. I mean, you heard the passion from Ernesto. He went through all of, the Charlie getting flipped by P.J. Brown. I mean, the John Starks not being able to hit the red side of a barn. Or as Uncle Mark says, he couldn't hit water if he fell out of my boat. I mean, gosh, they have had moment after moment, heartbreak after heartbreak. And to finally see the Knicks fan be able to break through. And this is coming from me.
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one cares.
I mean, my team got eviscerated by the Knicks in 4 games. Eviscerated. Never had a chance. And I'm actually happy to see those fans and the New York fan really having their time to shine. But once again, 888-760-3776. We are sitting in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. And folks, if you've been in a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall, my friends, Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine, they are the ones that will fight for you. They do not receive, they will fight for you and to get the maximum compensation that you deserve, Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand the Anajar and Levine difference. Take back control of your life now by calling 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. I'll tell you what, man, a couple of, there were some scuffles in New York City last night. There are some scuffles. I've seen some horrific videos, both fans too. Spurs fans, Knicks fans, just people looking for trouble. That comes with the territory. I mean, rewind back to, and then granted, this is world football. This is Champions League. When Paris Saint-Germain won the title, they were flipping cars in Paris too. So, Cologne in New Jersey. Cologne, I haven't heard from you in a while, partner. Now, I know you're a blue and orange New York Knicks fan. I don't think I've heard from you since game 1. We've had a whirlwind of games here in the NBA Finals, Cologne.
Oh, my God.
What, partner, where are you at? Are you as excited as Ernesto in West Palm Beach? Are you able to contain yourself? Welcome on into Russo and Rizzo.
Oh, my God. What a great call for Ernesto. Listen, I feel the same way. Listen, as a Knicks fan, okay, before the series started, I was thinking, it's been a long drought. And when a franchise has a long drought, something epic has to happen to get over that hump, right? And yesterday was something epic. I cannot believe it. After game 2, when we were down by 2.30 seconds, I saw the series flash from my eyes. We're going to lose this series. Yesterday, being down by 29, I thought we're going to lose this game and we're going to lose this series because I know what it was like back in the 90s. I went through all those tough losses. As a Knicks fan, something always happened. Either our mistakes or something happened to bring us down. And this, I cannot believe that the Knicks are one win away from a championship. I can taste this championship. And listen, I wanted to sweep the Spurs only because I did not want to sweat out a championship. I know I've been there in the past. So I cannot believe it. All right? Listen, all right? I'll give credit to Mike Brown. Okay, what Mike Brown did in the fourth quarter, he went with his gut. No analytics. Okay, he did something he hasn't done all year. He played Jose Alvarado and Jalen Brunson together from 9 minutes on, almost 10 minutes together. He never has done that before. He needed for him to be the ball handler and take the pressure off Jalen Brunson. And so I am so happy that the Knicks are one win away. This makes up for a lot because the Knicks fan, I never thought we'd be in this position ever. I thought, some way. Because the start of the season, I thought we'll make the final. I really did. That was my highest expectation. Just make it to the final. And this team has made me a believer every step of the way. I cannot believe it. This will go down as one of the greatest victories alongside other New York great victories.
Cologne, enjoy the win, brother. I'm rooting for you guys, and we'll catch up with you in a little bit, okay?
Thanks, Mike. Thanks.
Yep. That was Cologne in New Jersey, waxing poetically about his New York Knicks. And, folks, if you want to, make a ballad to your Knicks, if you're a Knicks fan listening, 888-760-3776. I'm all about passion. I love the passion. I want to hear from you how juiced up you were about that game. I'm sure you turned it off 3 different times until that fourth quarter came around and Jalen Brunson started doing his thing. God, I love what Kyle said. Kyle and Russo, our hosts here, Russo and Rizzo, who's in Norway having a great time. Kyle says it, and he's totally right. It's, everyone's better than Brunson until it's time to be better than Jalen Brunson. Once again, on full display. And let's not forget about OG Juan Kenobi.
Brunson gets it, fires up a 3. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it.
Folks, the 4 o'clock hour is brought to you by Gießen 0%. And I've told this story already on the air today, but I'm going to tell it again. I got home, I worked out, got home, went on my run, showered, ate a little bit, and then I poured up a glass of that premium red Gießen 0%. Now, the first half stunk. I was done with my glass pretty quickly, and then I went back. I went to the game, opened up a spritz, was sipping on that. Went to the Destiny 2. Shout out to all my Guardians out there. But, I was enjoying the game, enjoying my night with a little Gießen 0%. And what Gießen 0% is, folks, is de-alkalized wine. And I love the premium red in a glass. I love the spritzes and the rosés in a can. I like to put them in the fridge, drink those ones ice cold, little ice cold beverage. And it really is changing the game for me being sober. It was club soda. It was water. It was tonic water, whatever. Now it's Gießen 0%. When I'm going to my uncle's, when I'm going to Uncle Mark's boat, Cousin Mike's house in Boca, I'm stopping at Publix and I'm picking it up. And that's where you're going to pick it up. You're going to go to Publix and you're going to check out the entire selection of the white wine, the red wine, the spritzes, and the rosé. I say this all the time, too. If you're a drinker, look into it. Because a lot of the nights, you got the car. A lot of the nights, you need to stay sharp. You need to stay focused. You can do that with Gießen 0% and still be a part of the action and still be a part of the party. And even for all my whinies out there, guys, this stuff is good. It actually tastes good. And it's got 145 calories per bottle. On the YouTube chat, the bottle that I'm holding up right now, 145 calories per container. No added sugars. This is the premium 0% wine, folks, that you need to check out. Gießen 0%. That's Gießen 0%, changing the game for all of the non-alcoholic drinks. Take a look at them at Publix. That is Gießen 0%. All right, Elias, has it changed much in this Mexico and South Africa game? Do we have any movement here? We got a red card?
Red card 1-0. That's all so far.
South Africa is shocking. We're taking a timeout. We're coming right back on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Join ESPN West Palm and City Place for Goals on the Green, a soccer watch party on the lawn at City Place this Friday, June 12th, starting at 6 p.m., featuring Team USA's opening match of the tournament. Live game screenings, soccer-inspired fun, bites and drinks from Italy and True Kitchen, plus fun swag from Johnny O. Goals on the Green this Friday, City Place, West Palm Beach. Visit cityplace.com to learn more.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach. Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
This soccer season, bring home a win that lasts beyond the final whistle. If hard water is spotting dishes, dulling laundry, and drying out your skin, that's a foul. Culligan has helped families since 1936 with free water testing and reverse osmosis systems that filter contaminants at the source. While the tournament ends soon, Culligan keeps savings going. Enjoy 12 months with no payments and no interest. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com. Serving South Florida, Vero Beach to Miami Beach.
Hey, Culligan man!
The 4 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo is presented by Gießen 0% Wines. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, meaning it's always the perfect time for Gießen wines. Elevate your game night with Gießen's 0% Sauvignon Blanc, Rosé, Pinot Grigio, even Sparkling Brut. 0% alcohol, all the flavor, Gießen wines from New Zealand, making the 4 o'clock hour or any hour the perfect time.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. World Cup underway. That means I am betting on these games with my good friends at Hard Rock Bet. You can download the app today and get involved. The NBA Finals, the NHL Stanley Cup, and the World Cup. We got group winners. You know, I took my group winners. I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that I could get a couple of winners. You could also do anytime goal scorers on all of these games. Folks, what I want you to do, you're going to go to the Discover tab and type in World Cup. You're going to click on the 2026 World Cup, and you're going to see all of the great futures, in-game bets, anything you could shake a stick at with Hard Rock Bet. You got great NHL Stanley Cup playoffs going on right now. And coming up, next segment, we're going to be talking to Jonathan Zaslow at 4:45. So Jonathan Zaslow, the voice of the 305 at 4:45. Can't wait to pick his brain on the NHL. He is our Stanley Cup guru. I can't wait to talk to him about the Knicks. And I need to see where he's at with the World Cup. But regardless, folks, Hard Rock Bet. That's where Zaz bets. That's where I bet. Our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you are a friend or concerned about gambling, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. That is 1-833-PLAY-WISE. Mexico up 1-0 over South Africa. It looks like South Africa might not score a goal the entire cup, Elias Bustamante. But we are certainly going to be hoping for a more competitive South Africa, as they are one of our 4 teams for our World Cup challenge.
I do believe in them. I do believe they're going to score at least 1 goal. Probably take some points from some other teams. I don't see them qualifying, but I think they're going to get, at least 2 points.
Now, Elias, let's see. If we go to the table, they're in Group A. God, do you think they could get results against Czechia and South Korea?
Yeah, I think so. It's the first game. Just give time.
I guess, dude. I guess. The quality of player now, that's where they get hurt a bit.
Yeah.
But the Mexico team is interesting as well. Oh, wow. Yep. Oh, wow. Mexico with a big moment there. But certainly with Mexico and their roster, Elias, a lot of their players play for Liga MX, the Liga MX, and that's the Mexican league. You got Raul Jimenez, who plays for Fulham, Jimenez, who plays for AC Milan. They have quality on the team. And that's a big thing with the Mexicans is they love their players staying in Mexico. You don't see a lot of, Elias, I feel like you don't see a lot of Mexican players leave Mexico all that often.
No, not at all. Outside of Mexico, you mean? Like
Europe?
Not at all.
They like staying in Liga MX.
They stay because they pay very well, and because sometimes when they sell those players, they try to oversell them, if that makes sense. Like if a player's value is like $5 million, they'll try to sell to you by, 10 or 15, which is no one's going to pay that.
Yep. Elias, a ticket just cashed for me, by the way.
I'm waiting for
a ticket just cashed for me.
And I'm waiting for one more goal right now.
If this stands, it's standing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Raul. Raul, him, the former Fulham legend, and now Wolves Wolverhampton legend. We got his cutout. We do. I mentioned during Theoretically Speaking, Christina Cassandra and Grace Russell did a great job of decorating the office. We have the cutouts. We have the fatheads of like the top players at the World Cup. We got the flags up, and you can go check it out on our social medias at ESPN West Palm. But it looks like this one is 2-0 in favor of Mexico, and we have a hydration break going on. So we'll keep you updated on the Mexican game and the World Cup as we go. We got extra time starting at 6 to 7. But we've heard from a lot of Knick fans today. We've heard from Ernie. We've heard from Cologne. We've heard from Big O. We've heard from Jason. A lot of Knick fans obviously in their glory today after this happened last night.
Brunson gets it, fires up a three. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it.
OG Anunoby having, I think, in my opinion, his best game to date. I know he's had some good games for Toronto, even for the Knicks in the playoffs in the regular season. But this came at a pivotal moment for the New York Knicks in the NBA playoffs this year. And it was a big-time bucket in Game 4 where Jalen Brunson, I mean, he had to be 38 feet from the arc, dead-on three-pointer, hit the front iron, roll back out, and OG Anunoby able to tip it back in. That's the great Mike Breen on the call. And you see it from the fans. I got a kick out of it, and I loved every second of the New York Knicks fans not leaving the arena. The Knicks staff not kicking fans out of the arena after the game. I thought that was really cool, and I thought that was a big moment in New York sports history. Like, I've been trying to go back, trying to find big moments for New York teams. And when you think of football, basketball, baseball, hell, even hockey, I mean, you can't really think of a better moment right now within the last 10 years. You know, the Giants and the blue-blooded Giants teams, the Michael Strahans, O.C. Umenyiora, Eli Manning, Brandon Jacobs, Plexico Burress, David Tyree. That happened almost 20. Those wins were almost 20 years ago. And even the one that happened in, 2012, 2011, 2012 season, the second championship, it was a decade ago. So that's about the only moment I could compare at the time. Like the Juan Soto home run for the Yankees. They got eviscerated by the Dodgers in 5 games in the World Series after that. Soto tucks tail and goes to the Mets, for the money. I just look at this and I'm trying to get a New York fan to tell me a better scenario and a better moment that happened in recent history for the Knicks in big time moments. Like, Kate Jumslin early on brought up the Odell Beckham Jr. catch. But, like, the context of it, like, Odell did that, and the Giants won, 5 games, Like, I think the context of it, a big-time moment in the playoffs, championship-caliber moment, it took the cake. And I'm sorry to the Spur fans that are listening. You can't go down 3-1 and win. It's not entirely impossible. You saw LeBron James and the Cavaliers do it back in 2016. And that was a loaded roster of Kyrie Irving and Hall of Famers like Kevin Love. Kevin Love, might not be a Hall of Famer, but you understand there's quality on that roster. Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye. I mean, that was a heck of a roster. And I don't want to take anything away from the Spurs roster. I think those young players are well on their way, like Steph Castle, Vassell, Champagnie, Harper, Wemby. But De'Aaron Fox is becoming unplayable. And he's the veteran of the group. He's 29 years old, about to be turning 30 this year. I just look at what Fox did at the end of that game. It's not on a single person. The loss isn't on Mitch Johnson, Wemby, Fox. I think deserve majority of the blame, but collectively, it was a disaster in the second half. 14 points, 16 points in the third and fourth quarter, and then I think the moment of the game. And my program director and boss, Brian Rowitz, agrees with me. It's the first thing he had to tell you. We talked about the game when I talked to him in the pre-show meeting. I mean, what are you, like De'Aaron Fox, what are you doing? There's 6 or 7 seconds left to go in the ball game, and OG Anunoby tracked you down like a lion chasing after a wounded deer, and he met you right at the rim. Why are you going up for a layup? The moment Anunoby caught up with Fox, he should have brought it back out and dribbled out the clock, tried to dribble out the clock, and tried to get fouled. Instead, he went head down right to the rim, tried to play hero ball, and it costed them. And listen, I like De'Aaron Fox. Kentucky Wildcat had a tremendous amount of success at the college level. He was supposed to be a piece that kind of put them to the next level. But ultimately, he hasn't been that this postseason. He really hasn't. And we're still kind of waiting for those moments from him. He had a shot in Game 3 that put the game out of reach, but there's been more bad than good, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's been more bad than good for Fox, and we certainly weren't expecting that. Folks, let's take a timeout. When we return, we'll talk to Jonathan Zaslow, the voice of the 305. You can hear Zaz on the Zaslow Show 2.0 and the Le Batard Show. We'll talk to the voice of the 305, Jonathan Zaslow, coming up next on ESPN 1063.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
The Pinnacle World Long Drive Tour is coming to the National Polo Center in Wellington, Florida, June 12th and the 13th. Witness golf at full throttle as the world's best launch drives over 400 yards in the senior and open division competitions, featuring current world number 1 Scotty Perriman and the biggest names in long drive. Best of all, spectator admission is absolutely free. Finals begin on Saturday the 13th at 2 p.m. For more information, visit worldlongdrive.com.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love. Sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Harry Douglas here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
The 4 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo is presented by Gießen 0% Wines. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, meaning it's always the perfect time for Gießen wines. Elevate your game night with Gießen's 0% Sauvignon Blanc, Rosé, Pinot Grigio, even Sparkling Brut. 0% alcohol, all the flavor, Gießen wines from New Zealand, making the 4 o'clock hour or any hour the perfect time.
This soccer season, bring home a win that lasts beyond the final whistle. If hard water is spotting dishes, dulling laundry, and drying out your skin, that's a foul. Culligan has helped families since 1936 with free water testing and reverse osmosis systems that filter contaminants at the source. While the tournament ends soon, Culligan keeps savings going. Enjoy 12 months with no payments and no interest. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com. Serving South Florida, Vero Beach to Miami Beach.
Hey, Culligan man!
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Mexico up 2-0 against South Africa, folks. ESPN 106.3. This is Russo and Rizzo. Got plenty of World Cup action. The Knicks coming back from crazy odds last night, the largest comeback in finals history. And the puck has been good on the NHL side. And someone to help me with the puck talk and the NHL side is none other than the voice of the 305 and big-time Panther fan, Jonathan Zaslow.
You might know him as the Cooper City Rattlesnake. He's the human flamethrower of Miami sports radio.
Hey, you could be a maniac without being a jerk.
The preacher of the Pat Riley gospel.
They don't complain. They don't make excuses. This is the NBA. Deal with it.
The mayor of Dolphins Delusion.
Can the Bills offense keep up with the Dolphins offense?
And the only guy who can go from breaking down the Panthers power play to cutting a full-blown Ric Flair promo. Woo! Jonathan Zaslow is the voice of the 305. Presented by Anajar and Levine and Twin Peaks.
Zaz, partner, how you doing? Long time no talk.
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm great. Appreciate you joining on a beautiful Thursday here. Now, Zaz, don't lie to me, brother. Did you turn that game off at one point in the first half?
No. Matter of fact, I came close to turning it off at halftime because what happened was I was really tired yesterday. The first half was awful, and I'm watching the game with my 14-year-old son and with my cousin who is staying with us. And at halftime, we all decided to disperse and watch in our own rooms because it's like, this game sucks. Let's just kind of get ready for bed kind of deal. But I didn't shut it off. I came up into my bedroom. I'm watching in my bedroom now. And like late in the game, I'm hearing like yelling and screaming down the hall from my 14-year-old who is clearly still watching it. And then he came into the bedroom and watched the final couple plays with me. So thank God I didn't turn it off, but I came close.
And Zaz, I mean, 29 points. That's the second time this playoffs where the Knicks have able to come back from 25 or more points down in a fourth quarter. Is that, I mean, it's the largest finals comeback in history. Zaz, is that the best comeback you've ever seen at the basketball level?
Yeah, it has to be because of the stakes, right?
Right.
It has to be. And just, what it winds up meaning now. Like it's the Spurs potentially lost the series because of that, So, yeah, it was the greatest comeback in playoff history. It was the greatest tip-in in NBA history, and that sequence with OG Anunoby, because you got to go back to him blocking the fast break layup from Fox, the block shot, and then the tip-in on the very next play. It's an all-time great sequence by OG Anunoby. So it was all around incredible. And I'm not supposed to appreciate anything that the Knicks are doing or appreciate the Knicks fan having any kind of joy. But man, like I was really happy for those people last night. I love the emotion that the fans are showing. I loved the emotion from the celebrities in Celebrity Row. I loved how emotional Karl Anthony Towns was after the game. I'm really into it. I was rooting for the Spurs because I don't really care for the Knicks to win, but I thought that was really, really good stuff last night.
Jonathan Zaslow, voice of the 305. You can hear him on the Zaslow Show 2.0 and on the Dan Le Batard Show. Now, Zaz, you brought it up, and I was going to go there next. I mean, De'Aaron Fox, Zaz, that guy needs to dribble that. He needs to try to dribble some clock out and get fouled. Like, I understand that was a bang-bang play. I don't think he expected Anunoby to recover as fast as he did. But where are you at with De'Aaron Fox and how he handled one of those final possessions of the game for the Spurs?
You can't bring him back next year. Like, he's been horrible this whole series. He was horrible the entire second half last night. And you got to remember, when they acquired him 2 years ago, they acquired him to be the adult in the room, even though not a lot of playoff experience, to be the veteran on a team that's all very young players. And in the biggest spot, in the finals when they're about to tie the series at 2 games apiece. He not only was he horrible the whole half, and he's been bad the whole series, but it was blunder after blunder after blunder in the final seconds of the game. I mean, think about it. He recovers the loose ball, and he attempts to go up for a layup instead of trying to dribble the clock out and then hitting a couple free throws. That's blunder number 1. It's a terrible job. That's blunder number 1. Blunder number 2, right after that rebound by New York, he fouls Alvarado to stop the clocks, then call timeout, put in their defense. Alvarado was tight-roping the half-court line. Can you try and go for a steal or a trap and, try and force a turnover there instead of just taking a foul to stop the clock? Blunder number 2 from the supposed veteran De'Aaron Fox. And then blunder number 3, Mitch Johnson and the Spurs decide not to guard the inbounds pass.
Yeah.
So as a result, De'Aaron Fox decides to go and double Brunson at the top. Why does Wembanyama need help? The answer is he doesn't. And so De'Aaron Fox goes and doubles and helps with Wembanyama. And as a result, when the shot goes up, Fox is just standing and watching instead of putting a body on somebody. And guess what? The inbounder, OG Anunoby, has a free run right to the basket while Fox is just standing and watching. I mean, they acquired this guy to be the veteran on this team. He was horrendous last night, and he probably cost them the finals. You can't bring him back next year, especially. And I'm not just saying it and being hyperbolic. Dylan Harper is incredible.
Yep.
Dylan Harper cannot come off the bench anymore. Like, he's going to be a starter next year, and De'Aaron Fox makes a lot of money. They're going to get rid of De'Aaron Fox. He will not be back with them next year.
Fox is 29 years old, Zaz. Everyone else in that starting lineup, 25 and under. So it makes you scratch your head a bit about exactly, what a veteran player like that is doing in big-time spots like that. Zaz, why did things go so wrong for the Spurs in your eyes in that second half?
It's funny, like Wembanyama after the game said, we got greedy. If you got greedy, you'd have won the game. It was the exact opposite of being greedy. If you're being greedy, you're going to continue attacking the basket. You're going to milk the clock some, make sure these possessions are longer. You're going to keep playing the way you've been playing for the first 2.5, 3 quarters. Instead, it was 3-point shot after 3-point shot, lazy, early shot clock. That's because they weren't being greedy. So they stopped playing the way that they had been playing, and, you allowed the other team to wind up getting hot. So it really just boils down to they weren't playing the same way they were playing for most of the game. And you can't expect – look, they had, 14 3-point field goals made in the first half. That's not going to happen the whole game. You're not going to shoot like that the entire game. You have to try and get at the basket, and they didn't.
Jonathan Zaslow, voice of the 305. You can hear him on the Zaslow Show 2.0 and the Lebitard Show. Zaz, last thing here before we move on to some puck. Is it over? I'm keeping it simple. Theo Dorsey, double down on me. How about this, Zaz? I fill in for Theo, and then Theo drives in today and to tell me that the Spurs are going to win in 7. Is this one over, partner? Give me your updated finals expectations.
Well, you can't win in 7 if you don't lose 3. All right. So right now, Theo's opinion is certainly on track. All right. But I'm not going to say this series is over because I think San Antonio is going to win Game 5 on Saturday night. I think San Antonio is going to win Game 5. I think the series is going to go back to New York, and it doesn't matter how you get back to it. It doesn't matter how you got to Game 6. If you're in Game 6 and you're a win away from forcing a Game 7 on your home court, the series can't be over. So unless you're sure that New York is going to win on the road on Saturday night, and I'm not sure about that, and by the way, that would also mean that San Antonio is going to be 0-3 at home this series. I don't believe that. I think San Antonio will win at home game this series. So I think Spurs are going to win on Saturday. I think we're going to get to at least a Game 6. So, no, I don't think the series is over.
I actually, Zaz, I agree with you. I think the Spurs are due. Gosh, they were up 29 points. And it's like the Cavaliers all over again. Like the Cavs weren't able to recover from a loss like that. I can understand if people are saying that it's going to end in San Antonio because of that, but the Spurs have way more quality, and they have an absolute alien and a future immortal of the league in Wembanyama. All right, Zaz, you're going to like this, partner. For that tremendous Game 3 in the Stanley Cup Finals, I was out in L.A. My West Coast family, they are diehard hockey fans. They're diehard King fans. They had the puck on, and we were all waiting, to go to dinner and to go to our plans. Zaz, that game was unbelievable. 3 goals in under 60 seconds. I've been hooked to every game since. It's a tremendous series. It's tied up right now. Well, what's been your reaction to the great Stanley Cup that's been going on with the Knights and the Hurricanes?
The whole series has been fantastic. I think the biggest surprise is, how many goals are being scored. Right now, it's a record for goals through 4 games, where every game has had at least 8 goals scored. You wouldn't expect that to be the case, especially with Carolina and how good they are defensively. So I think that's the surprise, that there have been so many goals scored. And I know there's a question about who's going to be in goal tonight. Is it going to be Anderson, or is it going to be Bussy? After Bussy comes in and wins the last game to even up the series at 2 games apiece. So I'm not sure if they've announced that just yet. But just like, we're getting a classic NBA Finals. We're getting a classic Stanley Cup final. It's every day, one or the other. And now you got the World Cup that just started today. June is supposed to be a slow month. This has been phenomenal.
Now, Zaz, best guess partner, I know it's anybody's cup. I hate to even ask you, but where do you lean? Do you lean the Golden Knights, or do you lean the Hurricanes at this juncture in time?
Well, my pick at the start of the series was Carolina in 5. And, that's obviously not going to happen. But if I thought Carolina was going to win in 5, and now we have a best out of 3 with 2 games in Carolina potentially, there's no reason for me to believe that Carolina is not going to still win this series. So I think it's Carolina. Obviously, it's going to be a long series. It feels like we're going to go 7 games.
And Zaz, watching this as a Panther fan, where are you at with our little hockey team down there? Do you think that the Panthers are going to be able to bounce back seamlessly, coming back next season? Because I know you, Zaz, and I know you're ready for Panther hockey to be ready and to be back in the competition in the Stanley Cup.
Oh, the Panthers are going to be totally fine. They're going to be absolutely fine. As a matter of fact, I think the Panthers are going to wind up I think Bill Zito's going to wind up taking a big swing this offseason. There's already lots of rumors out there. See, the thing is, when you got having the great weather is one thing, all right? The Florida Panthers have always had the great weather since they started in 1993, but that didn't mean that they were going to get the good free agents or players were going to dictate trades to South Florida. Now you got the great weather, the great living, the great lifestyle, and you also have a great team. And so what winds up happening is you have all these rumors out there, like Connor Hellebuck, the American, goalie for Team USA, one of the best goalies in all of hockey for the Winnipeg Jets. He's asked for a trade, and apparently he wants to come to the Panthers. We know the Panthers, their MO this offseason, their number one job is going to be secure what's happening in between the pipes, be it re-signing Bobrovsky, who's a free agent, or if they were to go out and trade for Hellebuck, that's a massive, massive move. You also have the Red Wings captain, Dylan Larkin, who has requested a trade. Florida is on his list of teams that he would like to be traded. That's a 30-goal scorer, too, the Red Wings captain. So there are options out there. They're going to wind up making a huge move, I believe, this offseason.
Yeah, and Zaz, I love what you said. People want to come here. People want to come here. They love the culture that the Panthers have built. And certainly next season, I'm with you, Zaz. I think they're going to be right back there in the thick of the competition and competing for a Stanley Cup. Now, Zaz, we got the World Cup. I'm a psychopath with this stuff. I love my world football. I got Mexico up 2-0 on South Africa. South Africa can't string together 4 passes. They have 2 red cards in the game. Partner, where are you at with the World Cup? Do you have a winner for me, and how into it are you going to are you going to get into it?
Well, I certainly I don't have a pick necessarily, for who's going to win it all, but I am into it. I know the first game is almost over here with Mexico up 2-0. Tonight, 10 p.m., a little bit late for me. All right, but tomorrow, I know we got Canada playing in the afternoon tomorrow. I'm into that. Team USA certainly plays at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. I won't miss any of the U.S. games. I'll be watching almost every game. I'm way into the World Cup. We'll see if I wind up going to a game down here. The tickets are obviously very expensive, but yes, I'm way into the World Cup. It's going to be a really fun month of soccer almost every day.
Now, Zaz, last thing here, partner. I was on vacation. My uncles, they're big-time wrestling fans. I told you earlier in the year I was getting into WWE. My Uncle Johnny, man, we sat down when I was in LA. I was there for 5 days. We watched an episode of the Hogan doc every single night I was out there. Zaz, I was impressed with that, to the point where I went home and I watched the Mr. McMahon one, and Zaz, I went down the rabbit hole, and now I truly understand everything about the business. Partner, you're my WWE man. Did you like those documentaries, the Hogan one and the McMahon one? Are you still okay with the state of wrestling right now in 2026?
Yeah, the Vince one is great. The Vince one's a couple years old. I knew pretty much everything that came out in the Vince one, but it's still, it's still really good. The Hogan doc is great. Certainly knew a lot of what's going on there, but you're getting all kinds of face-to-face testimonial from Hulk before he passed away. I love the Hulk documentary. It's phenomenal. It's really cool that you saw it. And, wrestling's the best, man. Wrestling's everything. Love wrestling.
Yeah, and Zaz, sorry to put you on the spot, but it's like, I thought, I didn't know about the scandals. I'm watching this stuff, and I'm going, oh, my goodness, all this stuff actually happened while, number one, Hulk was making people billions of dollars, and Vince McMahon was building $1 billion empire. Like, I had no idea the WCW was a thing with the Eric director and all that. I really got into that, and I thought of you because of that. Zaz, listen, partner, where can we hear you, and where can we hear more Jonathan Zaslow, and where are we tuning into you next?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Zaslow Show 2.0, wherever you get your podcast, just search Zaslow Show 2.0. Everything Miami, everything South Florida. And please like, rate, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And every episode of Zaslow Show 2.0 is presented by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
Zaz, thanks so much for being flexible today, partner. Really appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
Awesome. See you, Mike.
That's Jonathan Zaslow, voice of the 305. Once again, Zaslow Show 2.0 and the Lebitard Show. Folks, before we go to break, we're going to be coming up next segment. We're going to be hitting the 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union. And you hear me talk about them all the time. They are my local guys. Flagler Credit Union. They're the ones I trust with my money. I have a personal checking account and savings account with Flagler Credit Union. They just won an award for being a top regional credit union in the area. So when you think of that local name, think of Flagler Credit Union. If you got to take out some money to purchase a car, get the home improvements, whatever it may be, and you got to borrow money, think of Flagler Credit Union, because since they're a non-for-profit cooperative, they're going to charge you less when you need to take that money out. 4 convenient locations in Palm Beach County: Boca Raton, Lake Clark Shores, North Palm Beach, and West Palm Beach. I go to the one right in West Palm because I'm up in Palm Beach Lakes. Flagler Credit Union is the official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics. Visit them online, flaglercu.org. Open up an account today by visiting flaglercu.org or going to one of those 4 locations. South Africa playing with 9 players. They're down 2-0 to Mexico. We'll continue to update you on the World Cup and also hit the 5 at 5 coming up next. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
This soccer season, bring home a win that lasts beyond the final whistle. If hard water is spotting dishes, dulling laundry, and drying out your skin, that's a foul. Culligan has helped families since 1936 with free water testing and reverse osmosis systems that filter contaminants at the source. While the tournament ends soon, Culligan keeps savings going. Enjoy 12 months with no payments and no interest. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com. Serving South Florida, Vero Beach to Miami Beach.
Hey, Culligan man!
Have you ever wished buying a car could actually feel easy? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, it does. Just call Lonnie Mister. Tell him what you're looking for, and before you arrive, he'll have a vehicle ready out front, washed, gassed up, and waiting for you. He'll even text you photos so you know exactly what to expect. No games, no pressure, no hidden fees, just real people helping real people. And with hundreds of new Kias arriving, including the Telluride, K4, K5, Sportage, and all-electric EV9, there's never been a better time to find the perfect ride. Not sure which Kia is right for you? Take advantage of Greenway Kia's exclusive 24-hour test drive. Take it home, drive it, and make sure it's the one. Plus, this week only, the Greenway Kia Credit Clinic is back. Let their team work hard to help get you approved. Call 561-433-1511 and ask for Lonnie Mister. Greenway Kia, West Palm Beach, where buying a car feels personal.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia. Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Join ESPN West Palm and City Place for Goals on the Green, a soccer watch party on the lawn at City Place this Friday, June 12th, starting at 6 p.m., featuring Team USA's opening match of the tournament. Live game screenings, soccer-inspired fun, bites and drinks from Italy and True Kitchen, plus fun swag from Johnny O. Goals on the Green this Friday, City Place, West Palm Beach. Visit cityplace.com to learn more.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Robert Gilman, partner and leader of Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, 100% bonus depreciation has been permanently reinstated. Real estate businesses are now able to immediately expense the full cost of qualifying property. Even projects with millions in improvements can benefit from first-year expensing without any spending cap. At Anshin, we strategically guide real estate businesses through these legislative changes to help them develop a long-term investment strategy and boost cash flow. If you're a real estate professional looking to enhance profitability and minimize tax liabilities, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Marlins fans, get ready for one of the biggest weekends in South Florida. Head to Lone Depot Park June 19th through the 21st as the Fightin' Fish take on the Giants. First, honor Juneteenth with a special South Florida Black Legacy celebration. Then, don't miss Flanagan's Fest and Toy Story 5 Day, featuring exclusive merch, epic giveaways, plus food and drink deals for the whole family. Bring your friends, bring the family, and be part of an unforgettable series at the ballpark. Get your tickets now at marlins.com/tickets.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Well, not a good first fixture, to say the least, in the World Cup. Big 2-0 win for Mexico. South Africa forced to 9 men after 2 red cards were picked up in the second half. South Africa was struggling to piece together passes. And folks, I know I've kept saying that. Not a lot of people know what the hell that means. They couldn't hold possession. That's the best. It's easy. They went 3 and out a lot. All right, for all my American football fans out there, let's just put it that way. But welcome on into hour number 2. Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063. Mike Rizzo and Elias Bustamante holding things down here at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Elias is getting the 5 at 5 ready to go, presented by Flagler Credit Union. We had a big, big night of New York Knicks basketball in the NBA Finals.
Brunson gets it, fires up a three. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it.
So that was obviously OG Juan Kenobi. Oh, no. That was OG Anunoby, who had his heroics last night. He went full-on Jedi Knight out there in Madison Square Garden, over 30 points. In my opinion, his best performance in that Knick jersey, and it came at a crucial time. We've talked to about 5 Knick fans today, including Ernesto in Palm Beach, our big Knick fan, who said if the Knicks blow an 0-2 series, that he will basically live on the Okeechobee Bridge for a week. I'm happy that Ernie is probably not going to have to do that. Series isn't over. It's still 3-1. But from what I've seen from the San Antonio Spurs in this NBA Finals, unable to hold leads, capitulating in the final quarter of games, I don't see them winning 3 straight games. And that's with all due respect. They had to win last night. If they wanted to win the series, I felt they wanted to win last night. We talked a lot yesterday on how we think that, in order for the Spurs to have any chance of coming back in the series, and even the Knicks too, like both sides, if the Knicks wanted to win and the Spurs, the winner was last night. That was the game that decided all the marbles, and the Knicks were able to come back down from 29 points. One of the best basketball games I've seen. But I do think the Spurs completely folded in that second half. 14 points and 16 points, 30 points total in a half. Let's hit the 5 of 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking Big Ten.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Number 1.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Brother, I'm great. I've been lambasting you all day because of the South Africa pick, but it's okay. I officially forgive you, and I guess I realize how hard it was to pick a team at that juncture with the teams left. For those of you that have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, I hosted our company-wide event where 12 of our markets drafted 4 teams. Elias, in a cruel way, picked Bosnia-Hungary, the team that knocked my Italians, the Azzurri Blue, out of the World Cup running. And then Elias took South Africa. But we do have Belgium and Morocco, two good teams.
That's good. And I'm telling you right now, it hurt me that you said I picked Bosnia just to bother you. Like, that's the perception you have of me.
No, it's not.
As a person, as your friend. I mean, it's okay. I get it.
Elias, you know I love you, but I know your antics when I see them.
Number 1.
Okay, number 1 for today. The NFL with a couple of contract stories over the last day. The Chiefs reworked Patrick Mahomes' deal, making him the first NFL player to have a contract of over $500 million. Elsewhere in the AFC West, the Broncos gave Sean Payton a new deal. Who wins more rings over the next 5 years, Mahomes and the Chiefs, or Payton and the Broncos?
I'd be foolish to go against Patrick Mahomes. I've said multiple times on this program, I think next year is important for Patty. My gosh, one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. I don't want to take anything away from him. And Elias, I particularly like Mahomes because we're the same age.
Yeah.
We're both 31 years old. It's one of those people in life that, are your age. And I love that a quarterback like Mahomes is the same age as me, grew up at the same time. I love all that. But at the same time, Patty has to have a big year because I could even go back to the Super Bowl the Chiefs won 2-3 years ago, the recent one. They didn't win because of Mahomes. They didn't win because of the offense. Did he make enough game-winning plays in overtime? Yes. But the defense was the story that year. The Chiefs have changed the way they've won ball games over the year. When they first came onto the scene, Patty was throwing 4,000 yards and was the best quarterback and one of the greatest things we've ever seen at his age. Fast forward to the last Super Bowl, they were doing it with Chris Jones in the middle and that fantastic defense. Last year he got hurt. I think the Chiefs needed to do some serious retooling. But to answer your question, who's going to win more rings with their contracts? Patrick Mahomes, who's probably the second best quarterback of all time, and Sean Payton, a head coach outside of 1 year, for all intents and purposes, is a phony. And I go back to last year when Sean Payton, with a massive snowstorm on the way, backup quarterback, up 7-0, not taking 3 points. It cost them the ball game. They lost the ball game 10-7. And after that play, the Patriots caught lightning in a bottle and were able to score a touchdown. So I'm tremendously down on Sean Payton. He's a good coach, but I'm tremendously down on Sean Payton in a big spot. And I certainly would think Mahomes would be able to win more Super Bowls. So for number one's question, 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union, I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes on who wins more rings over the next 5 years.
Number 2.
And actually, hold on, back to number one.
Number 1.
I think that Mahomes might win a title with the coach that's not named Andy Reid. I don't know how long the great Andy Reid is going to keep doing it, but I tend to believe Mahomes is going to win another, and Reid might not be the coach. All right, let's do number 2 now.
Number 2.
The World Cup officially underway today. What is your boldest World Cup prediction for this year's tournament?
My boldest World Cup prediction. It's a tough one because believe it or not, I think there's going to be a lot of chalk in this tournament. If I had to go with a bold take, I don't think England wins their group. I think they finish second. I think either Ghana or Croatia win the group.
No.
I think Elias, I think there's going to be a lot of chalk. And to be honest, Damian Perez and I, we officially picked England to win the group. But you're asking me for a bold take. Yeah. My bold take would be England doesn't win the group. I've talked a lot to English fans. They hate Tuchel's style of play. You know how that lot is. They're big on style of play. They're big on the flashy side. Like Tuchel is more like Southgate of it's a boring display of football. Croatia is experienced. Ghana has all the athleticism in the world. If I had to have a bold take, it would be England not winning the group. I think they still go to the knockout, but I don't think they would win the group. That's my bold take.
I think England's going to win the group. I mean, it's Panama, it's Ghana, Croatia. I think those two teams are going to win their group. Like England number 1, Croatia number 2. That's what's going to happen. I'm going with logic. I don't see anything different here in this group. I mean,
well, then what's a bold take? Because Elias, really, partner, I'm telling you, if I had, that's me having to choose one.
No.
I really do think it's going to be chalk. I really do think it's going to be chalk for more often than not.
That's your take, and I respect that one. I have a few ones on this World Cup. If you want to listen to them.
Yeah, of course I want to listen to them. Are you kidding me?
Brazil and Morocco. That group is tough. Group C for them. Those two teams. I think Morocco's going to win the group.
Okay, so Morocco to win. Morocco, by the way, one of the 4 final teams in the Qatar World Cup 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think Morocco's going to win the group. Or the next one is going to be Japan fighting for their group and maybe winning their group too against the Netherlands.
I'm high on the Dutch. Elias, they got a good back line. They still struggle to create opportunities.
Yep.
But I think their defense and their goalkeepers, I truly think that they'll be okay. But Japan, Elias, I'm going to have to look it up. They beat like Spain last year, and it cost Germany the knockout round.
They're a very good team.
Germany did not make the knockout round because of Spain last year.
Yep, they're a very good team, and that World Cup was crazy with Japan taking those teams out. So we'll see what happens. But, I mean, we have another World Cup for you, another question for you.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do, what's that, number 3?
Number 3, sorry,
Number 3.
So speaking of the World Cup, where do you rank the tournament as a whole on your sports watch list for the year?
I mean, it's number 1 because it's once every 4 years. Is that fair? And I'm a uber football fan, world football fan. We call it soccer here. Drives people nuts around the world. I learned that the hard way.
Yep.
But, dude, it's number 1 because it's once every 4 years.
So for you, it's on top over Super Bowl, on top over whatever March Madness is, on top over the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, Elias.
NBA Finals.
I think, and listen, the NFL is my favorite sport, but I think the Super Bowl is a little overrated, being honest. Now, that's coming from me.
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one cares.
I mean, my team is horrible. The Browns will. I'm going to be. I hope to be alive and the Browns be in a Super Bowl. That's literally where I'm at. Maybe it's because my team's horrible, but like I think the Super Bowl is a bit overblown, to be honest. I don't really like the spectacle it's turned into either. I know, Elias, it's money. I get it. Trust me. We make money off the Super Bowl. It's probably a bad take by me. But at the same time, the World Cup's once every 4 years, man. There's games, Elias, games every single day.
Or 3 games per day.
It's the best, dude.
For 1 month.
It's the best. It's got to be number one for me, man.
Can't complain at all. Yeah. For me, it's number one.
I mean, like a close 2 for me is the college football playoff for obvious reasons.
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one cares.
But like other than that, March Madness is up there too. Like March Madness, if it's a World Cup year, World Cup, March Madness, college football playoff. Those would be my top 3. I love who am I kidding? I love the MLB playoffs as well. NBA playoffs is fun. It's the only time you're able to watch the product. So I like it all. But if I had to pick one in a World Cup year, World Cup definitely number one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
All right, number 4. 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals last night saw the Knicks complete the largest comeback in the NBA Finals history after trailing by 29 points. Power ranked the 3 people most to blame for the collapse on the Spurs.
All right, I came out and said that it was a collaboration of a lot of people. All right, but if I had to put 3 on it, Elias, the coach, Mitch Johnson, number 1.
Okay.
I understand the players play the game and they got to execute. But if you're Mitch Johnson, dude, call a timeout and tell your group to stop shooting threes and to start going down low and start getting high percentage shots.
Okay.
The amount of the amount of contested, and horrible shot threes the Spurs took in the second half, fireable offense. Number 2, I sadly got to go with De'Aaron Fox. We had the voice of the 305, Jonathan Zaslow, on. I mean, the segment of play where he missed the layup and didn't dribble the ball out with 6 seconds left, and then fouled Jose Alvarado at half court, who was on his way out of bounds on an over and back. All you had to do was escort that brother, and it would have been Spurs ball. And then number 3, Elias, would have to be Victor Wembanyama in that order. I tend to lay off of Wemby, and granted, I shouldn't because he's the star of the team and he's the face of the team. I hear why people would want to blame him first, but folks, this is a very young Spurs team. De'Aaron Fox is 29 years old. The rest of the starting lineup is 25 and under, including 2 guys under the ages of 22. All right. It's up to the coach, the man in the room, to be able to look at his team and stop them from that, whatever the hell they were doing, that game plan in the second half. Of course, the Knicks and Mike Brown were going to adjust to the 3-point line. It's a good team that's won 13 games in a row prior to their loss in Game 3. So Mitch Johnson, De'Aaron Fox, and Victor Wembanyama. As a neutral, Elias, I was sad to see the series be unattainable for the Spurs. Don't get it twisted. This series is over. Theo Dorsey, I love him like a brother, but he's dead wrong on the Spurs in 7. The Spurs aren't winning the series. LeBron James isn't on the other side of the court. Granted, I think Wemby later on in his career could maybe overcome a 3-1 deficit. But seriously, basketball fans out there, you've watched 4 games. You've watched the Spurs capitulate in 3 of the 4 games. The 3 losses the Spurs have had, they had the game 1. Game 1, listen, it was a 10-point game, but they went ice cold in the final 4 minutes. They lost in the fourth quarter. Game 2, Wembanyama had a game-winning opportunity. And last night, that was the biggest botch job I've seen since my damn team blew a 26-point lead in the Eastern Conference Finals the series before. So, yeah. What number are we on, Elias?
5. That's the last one.
Number 5.
And that was the 5 of 5.
5 of 5. Now, the finals.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union.
The finals now head back to San Antonio for Game 5. What % chance do you give the Spurs to win the series?
0. It's over. Guys, it's over.
Over?
Over. You can't go down 3-1. Wemby isn't ready yet. He was lucky to beat the Thunder. Like, they had to take advantage of the games that they were up in. I hate to circle back around to what I just told you on number 4.
Number 4.
All right, this is number 5.
Number 5.
But still, like, he's not ready. The team's not ready. The missed jumper. Mitch Johnson, I give him credit. It was a good play. Now, the Don of this station, all right, the studio is named after him, the great Evan Cohen, which you hear every single day right here.
It's thinking about Ohio State. No one cares.
He told me he hated the call because he wants Wembanyama down low. And he also astutely pointed out, Elias, when I asked him, Evan, can the Spurs come back in this series? He goes, Riz, if Wemby gets his butt down low. Wemby's butt wasn't down low last night.
Yeah.
He shot well, and the team shot well in the first half. But to Evan's point, the Don, his butt needed to be down low in that second half. My God, Mitch Johnson, truly. So, he looked like the guy who was throwing the game with some of these possessions. 18 seconds, 19 seconds on the shot clock, and they're chucking up contested 28-foot three-pointers, 30 to 35-foot three-pointers. Come on. Have some sense. Where's the basketball IQ? You're up 17 points. Dribble some clock. Series is over, Elias. And listen, for the record, I'm happy for the Knicks fan. All right, you guys know, I tell you 3 times a show since the Knicks have been in the finals. Love the New York fan. Grew up hating them. Met a bunch of New York fans down here. Love the New York fan.
Hey, I'm happy for Ernie. He doesn't have to sleep on Okeechobee.
That too. But I love the Knicks fan. I would love to see those people win a title. They've been through hell and back. And yes, our good buddy and friend of show, Ernesto in West Palm Beach, will not have to sleep in a tent on the side of the Okeechobee Bridge because he called in and said he would do exactly that if the Knicks blew an 0-2 lead. Now, he has this man to thank.
Brunson gets it, fires up a 3. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it.
OG Juan Kenobi, the Jedi Knight, saving the day. And Elias, that was the 5 at 5 presented by our great friends at Flagler Credit Union.
You know, I was watching the game last night, and then I was watching the highlights again this morning. Do you know who was supposed to cover or defend the guy who scored the last point?
It was Wemby.
No.
Fox?
Yes.
Because they both came out, and I think Zaz, give him credit, Zazo brought this up too. But the big thing I saw, and why I think the Knicks did a good job there, now granted, horrific shot by Brunson. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Absolutely horrific shot by Jalen Brunson. But the fact that Wemby was out of the paint is why OG was able to get that. And Anunoby, the basketball mind and the basketball sense to get that running start and to, have the know-how of like, hey, Brunson's probably not going to make this, and have that tip in was everything.
I mean, you can just tell by the game last night, the Knicks are built for this, and the Spurs simply are not.
Yeah, and Elias, it goes back to what I said, how I don't think they're ready for it. They're young, man. That is a young team. Listen, everyone can tell me and go, oh, I thought the Spurs were going to the finals. No, you didn't. None of us did. We all thought it was the Thunders to lose. And quite frankly, it was. Went to a Game 7, and everybody on that Thunder team played horrifically other than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And in the games before that, SGA didn't necessarily have the best games. It was a perfect storm. Truly, it was the perfect storm. And they'll be back. I'm not worried about the Spurs. The Knicks needed to win this. They needed to take advantage of getting to the finals somewhere they haven't been since 1998.
They needed to lose that game, like the game, 2 games of, like the game before that one.
Yep, and and it took the first home team. It took the first home team winning in the finals to really, I think, put the nail in the coffin. And I can't stress you guys enough how I think it's over. I hope I'm wrong because, like I said, I'm happy for Knick fan. I like the Knick fan and the New York fan. But at the same time, like, dude, they're not it's not my team. I was just wanted to see the best finals possible. And I feel like we're being robbed of that now with the Knicks up 3-1. That series is 100% over. That was the 5 at 5, Elias, presented by Flagler Credit Union.
Yes.
Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll continue our NBA Finals conversations. We'll check in on the World Cup as well. Get you ready for Czechia and South Korea coming up tonight. And from 6 to 7, we have Extra Time, our new World Cup show with myself and Damian Perez, your one-stop shop, for all of your World Cup updates. That's on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Summer is officially here. The sun's out, the grill's going, the weekends feel a little longer. And with Gießen 0%, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of premium wine without the alcohol. Bright citrus, tropical notes, clean, refreshing flavor made for warm nights and good company. From poolside afternoons to sunset dinners, Gießen fits the pace of your summer, keeping you sharp, social, and fully in the moment. Gießen 0%, real wine for real life. The moment is now.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
What's up, Miami? The FIFA Fan Festival is more than football. From June 13th to July 5th, Bayfront Park comes alive with live music, cultural experiences, and entertainment throughout the tournament. Catch performances from artists like Mario Bautista, Bry Thiago, and Juan Duque. Plus, a special 4th of July celebration with live performances, Ja Rule, Ashanti, The Fray, Shaggy, and more. It's free, it's unforgettable, and it's happening all summer long. See you there.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire. With the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed, you'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
At HSS, movement is their specialty. Their team of experts provide personalized treatment options backed by over 160 years of orthopedic expertise. Whether you need advanced non-surgical solutions, surgical care, or comprehensive rehabilitation, HSS Florida delivers the exceptional quality care you expect from HSS, the nation's #1 in orthopedics. With 3 locations in West Palm Beach, Wellington, and now Jupiter, expert care has never been closer to home. Choose better, move better. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
This soccer season, bring home a win that lasts beyond the final whistle. If hard water is spotting dishes, dulling laundry, and drying out your skin, that's a foul. Culligan has helped families since 1936 with free water testing and reverse osmosis systems that filter contaminants at the source. While the tournament ends soon, Culligan keeps savings going. Enjoy 12 months with no payments and no interest. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com. Serving South Florida, Vero Beach to Miami Beach.
Hey, Culligan man!
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
F45 West Palm Beach is for you if you're looking to take that next step in your fitness journey. I'm not talking about just working out and getting a sweat in. I'm talking about training. Feeling stronger, faster, more conditioned, F45 West Palm Beach can be the place for you. It stands for Functional 45, which means a 45-minute high-intensity team training session. When you're on your own, you're doing all the Olympic lifts that you're taught to do when you're playing high school football, and all of a sudden you get into the adult life and you don't feel as mobile. You don't feel as agile. You don't feel more stiff. It doesn't necessarily feel as good. Well, that's why F45 is great, because it's a lot of functional movements. You feel better. You feel nimble. You feel flexible. But more importantly, you feel strong living. Get into better shape. Get into a more functional endurance shape at F45. It's a team environment, so it's a class-style situation. You turn your brain off, follow along on the screen, and you're over and out of there in 45 minutes. Coach is on site making sure you're on site, doing everything okay. And right now you can get your first 3 classes for just $30. Your first 3 classes for $30 at F45 West Palm Beach. Check them out today. F45.com/West Palm Beach. That's F45 West Palm Beach.
Welcome on back to Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. We've been reacting to the big story today. The New York Knicks coming back down from 29 points and having this be the decisive moment.
Brunson gets it, fires up a 3. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it.
Largest comeback in NBA Finals history. We're still taking your calls at 888-760-3776. We've heard from a plethora of Knick fans today. I'm just truly happy for that lot, happy for that bunch, happy for the New York fan today as they are one game away from hoisting the Larry O'Brien Trophy as champions. Now, apparently an egg got thrown at Victor Wembanyama. I don't condone that. I do love New York fan, but I don't condone that. And some of the scenes in New York, absolute mayhem of them winning. A lot of people are going and blaming the New York fan. I'm not necessarily there. That happens everywhere. Like, I go back to when PSG won Champions League. They were lighting firecrackers in the street, you know? That was a big thing at the time, is that, you know, Paris was up in smoke darn near. And that was during the French Open as well, on the tennis side, to the point where they had to stop a tennis match because Parisians and French people were celebrating the Champions League while at the tennis match. They were that loud. So, crazy things like that happen when your team wins. It's just the sad truth, you know. And I think even like whoever wins the World Cup this year, I think you're going to see similar stuff with that. Man, am I fired up about the World Cup. I think I will say this, and Elias, I'm interested to get your opinion on it. Why the hell is our next game at 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock. Like, I get 3 o'clock. No problem. I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand you got to cater to the world. You know, that's a I'm trying to think. For Europeans, a 3 o'clock start is 9 p.m., right? It's like 9, 10 p.m. So, I mean, what the heck is going to be a 10 o'clock start in Europe? That's like a 4 a.m. start. It's like a 4 or 5 a.m. start. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, we installed some new cameras. So Danny Zetterman, if you're listening, Danny Zetterman, who is a program director of all Good Karma brands, love Danny, but he's also the head honcho, the big boss in Chicago. I'm stealing Eric. E has been here all week installing our cameras. I think Eric is going to be on his way back to Chicago here soon. But Danny Z, if you're listening, brother, I'm Elias, it's the World Cup time. But in the club side of football, I'm putting a bid in for Eric, all right? I'm about to buy Eric's services from our Chicago team and bring him down here to West Palm. I'm making a formal bid for Eric because this, I'll tell you what, this camera system, mate, it's something serious, dude. Now, what do we think? 5 million pounds? You think we could divvy out, 2, 3, 4, 5 million pounds for my guy E?
I think 3.5 to start.
Yeah. But all trolling aside, the Chicago team that we have a part of Good Karma Brands, ESPN 1000, they really changed the game with stuff with social media, cameras, and all that great stuff. I mean, granted, I will say this. Getting these new cameras and seeing myself sit down, I realize I probably have to lose about 10 more pounds because every time I look at myself in the camera, I think I'm Jabba the Hutt But do I look, Elias? I don't look like I'm 400 pounds on screen, right?
No, you look
You
good.
promise?
Of course.
I don't look like I'm 400 pounds.
Well dressed.
All right.
Tan.
Like, but like when I stand
up.
up, it's tenfold better. My figure starts to show. But when I sit down, my Dunlop starts to come out, and I get a little, So cameras are great. We're putting in an official bid for Eric from our Chicago offices. And where's Fritz? Fritz has done a great job too. Yeah. He's done a great job as well. And I think Fritz is a part of the company that the cameras actually come from. Eric is just the savant that literally does everything. And now I see why he works for the head honcho, Danny Z, up in New York. Are you going to stay up for Chechia tonight?
Of course. Of course I'll do. I mean, it's not a World Cup. You have to watch all the games.
Dude, I'm up. I'll tell you what, I'm going to brew a coffee. Now, the good news is I'm going to be able to go home and work out with extra time. And granted, God, boys, I got to be honest, I've been sleeping in. Holy cow. Since I came back from L.A., I've been sleeping in, dude. I've been catching up on some serious sleep. I slept until 9:15 today.
Oh.
9:15. Now, granted, I have a new in time at work, which is about, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Elias, usually by 9:15, I've ran. I've done all my morning routines. Dude, I didn't run today, and I went to work. All right, so that's the number one thing. You know how it is. If you don't go to the gym, if you're a morning guy who's been going to the gym, you start freaking out a bit.
Yep.
But yeah, I got to do that. I'm gonna eat. I'm probably gonna drop in on a couple of Destiny raids, Destiny 2. Shout out to all my Guardians out there. Elias, are you a Destiny 2 guy? Video game guy?
No.
You ever play Destiny?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Never.
All right. Well, listen, they gave us our final update on the game. We're not very happy about it. But how about this? Over 1 million Guardians have been online since the final update. We're hoping to show Sony that we could do something. But, I'll be playing that. I'll have the World Cup on. I told Jonathan Zaslow, voice the 305, and my official WWE guru. I just got done with the Vince McMahon, the Mr. McMahon series, which was great. And I got done with the Hogan doc. So that's kind of what I've been up to over the last couple of nights. Now, Elias, do you got a new anime? You watching a new anime?
No, nothing. I'm just full on the World Cup right now.
Yeah.
I have no TV shows, no nothing, no games, just World Cup.
Nothing.
That's going to be my whole day, my whole night, so it's just World Cup.
Now, I know you're not rooting for the U.S. for our lads, so who have you hitched your wagon to in the World Cup?
To go all the way to the final?
Who are you rooting for, Elias?
I'm rooting for? Oh.
You're not. I know you're not rooting for the U.S.
Well, my team didn't qualify, so I can't, go for one team.
Yeah, but
if I have to follow one and support that team, probably will be Morocco.
But you're American.
Yeah.
And you're not going to support them?
I mean, if I don't have a player on that team that makes me feel like, I'm going to
But Elias, we're American. We want to see America do well.
And you're
That's why I'm
and
pushing.
You're free to choose whoever you want to follow.
You don't like our lads. Now, it's so funny. The
only guy I like on that team, which I think is a nice guy, he's a good player, and I'll actually like him and put one thing on my team, is Tyler Adams.
You don't like Pulley Goat?
No.
Why?
Because I think
he's the best player in our history of our federation.
No.
Who's better?
For me?
Who's the best player in our federation if it's not Pulley Goat?
Clint Dempsey.
I disagree wholeheartely.
All right. I mean,
Dempsey's great, and so is Donovan. I would probably go Pulley Goat, Howard, Donovan, Dempsey in that order.
It's like I think
Tim Howard's number 2. Damn near number 1.
He talked about at the World Cup, and he said, I understand it's a big tournament, but he's not looking at it as, a big tournament.
I think he is, though. I think he is, Elias. He is the only reason we made the knockout round against Iran. He put his you-know-what on the line. Remember he got hit in the groin, and he came back and scored that goal? That didn't take guts, Elias? Come on.
I'm telling you right now, I don't feel identified with this team. I just don't.
You, the Deportes boys, Tomas.
He's Argentinian.
Damian,
No. He's Argentinian.
One's rooting for the United States.
But Tomas, he's from Argentina, so he's going to go for his country. Damian, Uruguay. He's going to go for his country.
Born here, Damian, and is rooting for the United States. Damian roots for the U.S.
He roots for Uruguay.
He roots for the U.S., though, too.
And then you have Julian. He's Mexico.
And Julian roots for the U.S. as well.
Mexico.
He roots for the U.S. too.
Mexico.
What
USA.
I'm saying is that's fine. All right. They root for the U.S. You don't.
Okay.
You can't stand the United States, and you're a citizen here. That's my problem. That is my issue.
But why?
Because we're American. We got pride, man. We love this country.
I love it, but I can just pick and choose whoever I want. What's the issue?
Because we're Americans.
Okay,
we root for America.
I'll follow one of your teams. I'll follow Italy. How about that?
Dude,
you like that?
Every chance you get. Every chance you get, you throw in my face on the Azzurri Blue. You know they won the U17 World Cup, which makes me think that we are in that Baggio taking over the federation.
But they lost the U20 to Uruguay, so it means nothing.
Well, whatever. You know, they made it to the final. So I had the 17-year-olds winning the whole thing, and the 20-year-olds making it to the final.
Let's do something. If USA beats Paraguay tomorrow, listen to me. If USA beats Paraguay tomorrow, and they go, what's the second team they play? USA.
I believe it is Australia.
Australia?
I could be wrong on that.
Okay, so if USA beats Paraguay,
double check.
Beats Paraguay and win the second game, if they do it, I'll support USA and I'll buy a jersey for the USA.
I don't want to. Yeah, it is Australia, by the way. I don't want a bandwagon, Elias. You're out.
I'm not bandwagon.
You'd be a bandwagon.
No,
You're out.
You're out. I'm not because they will change my mind.
Elias, I'm putting the kibosh on that. No.
So you don't want me to follow your team? That's fine then.
Your team, but what you keep calling it my team
because I don't have a player that I feel identify. I don't like the team. I just simply don't like it. I don't feel this team is gonna go all the way down, all the way to the tournament. I don't like it.
I guess I'm questioning your American pride by not rooting for the red, white, and blue.
Okay, so if we have the World Baseball Classic, should I just go for USA and not Venezuela?
You're allowed to root for both, and I actually give you the go ahead to root for
that's
Venezuela.
The thing. You have to pick one team.
I give you the nod to root for Venezuela more because you were born in Venezuela. I understand that. But you are an American citizen too, and you should get behind this team in this country. That's all I'm saying, man.
But if I have family from Morocco, why am I not allowed to follow Morocco?
That's fine. You're allowed to follow Morocco, but when you sit here and you throw jabs at my ribs every chance you get about the U.S. team, I'm gonna think something's up over there, brother. Something's up over there.
Hi, man. I mean,
and Toto,
I see no point.
Tomas is hysterical. He acts like Paraguay is, France. They're going all the way, apparently. Yes, someone who roots for the CONMEBOL Federation.
Well, you'll see tomorrow.
Paraguay, is the best team in the federation. They got Messi on the team, if you ask you guys.
You think your team is so good. It's an overrated team, and then you're underestimating the other teams. Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
I don't think the U.S. is, as you said, brother, so good. What I'm saying is they are better than Paraguay, and they are better than Turkey, and they should win the group. That's it. The expectation and what I have compared to what those nations have, they're good enough to win the group and go to the knockout round. I agree with you when I say quarterfinals or bust. That's more along the lines. But you can't look at me like I'm crazy that they're going to lose to that. I expect them to beat Paraguay. You can't look at me and tell me I'm crazy there. They're favorites in the game, for God's sakes. Vegas agrees, and they know everything. I don't care what sport it is. We could be playing tennis on the moon, and Vegas will know the line.
Well, you always seen underdogs winning. And I believe Paraguay, after qualifying after many years, and the team they have, young team, they're going to win. They want to win. One thing is playing a friendly game. The other thing is playing a World Cup game.
I just want a little respect on the U.S. team. That's it.
I respect
and I guess I'm not finding it.
No. I respect the team. I do. Actually, I do. I do respect the team.
They've gotten big results. I know they haven't had luck in the knockout round. We've been one of the 16 teams now. I understand we didn't make the 2018 World Cup, but we've made the round of 16, I think, 3 straight World Cups that we've been a part of. I think that's good. The next step.
I mean, yes, but also,
how about this? Elias, it's knockout round in 2006, knockout round in 2010, missed 20. Now, I can't remember 2014. I'm at your mercy. I can't remember 2014. 2018, you missed it. And then Qatar, they went to the knockout round. So, and then all the way back in 2002, they went to the quarterfinal. We perform in the World Cup. That's, I don't know. I guess that's just something I'm not understanding.
No, it's okay. I get it. But I mean, yeah. But at the same time, and just before going to break, it's qualifying from the CONCACAF, Mexico, USA. Your qualification is also very easy. You guys don't play against big teams,
Doc Al from Men's Only Medical checking in. He says he's out. I'm done. I'm down on Elias. Doc Al is down on you for your lack of patriotism. Doc Al, my doctor, good buddy of mine.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's okay. I already told you, if you want to bet, we can bet, and I can change my mind. I'm an open person. I don't mind.
Folks, you got to take a timeout. When we return, we'll continue to try to find some American pride for Elias on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Have you ever wished buying a car could actually feel easy? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, it does. Just call Lonnie Mister. Tell him what you're looking for, and before you arrive, he'll have a vehicle ready out front, washed, gassed up, and waiting for you. He'll even text you photos so you know exactly what to expect. No games, no pressure, no hidden fees, just real people helping real people. And with hundreds of new Kias arriving, including the Telluride, K4, K5, Sportage, and all-electric EV9, there's never been a better time to find the perfect ride. Not sure which Kia is right for you? Take advantage of Greenway Kia's exclusive 24-hour test drive. Take it home, drive it, and make sure it's the one. Plus, this week only, the Greenway Kia Credit Clinic is back. Let their team work hard to help get you approved. Call 561-433-1511 and ask for Lonnie Mister. Greenway Kia, West Palm Beach, where buying a car feels personal.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Join ESPN West Palm and City Place for Goals on the Green, a soccer watch party on the lawn at City Place this Friday, June 12th, starting at 6 p.m., featuring Team USA's opening match of the tournament. Live game screenings, soccer-inspired fun, bites and drinks from Italy and True Kitchen, plus fun swag from Johnny O. Goals on the Green this Friday, City Place, West Palm Beach. Visit cityplace.com to learn more.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
It's that Friday night. There's a big game on. You don't know where to go. You got a big date night going on, or you want to go watch Knicks Spurs somewhere in a big spot with a great environment. Well, that look no further than what Adrian's Pizza Bar can bring for you. Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place right here in West Palm Beach is the perfect spot to catch the big game with friends, or it's the best spot to get the best pizza in Palm Beach County. Look no further than the handcrafted cocktails and Adrian's world-famous original square pizza that comes straight from Stone Street, Manhattan. From game day gatherings to late night bites, Adrian's is the place everybody's talking about. Go for happy hour. Go for the big game. Go for lunch. Bring friends there. Bring coworkers there. Bring the parents there. Have a grand old time and go check out the happy hour. Go check out the big game and go check out, I'm telling you, some of the best food and pizza in Palm Beach County. That is Adrian's Pizza Bar in West Palm Beach at City Place. Bringing the legendary flavors of Stone Street, Manhattan right to West Palm Beach. Go down there and check it out today. That's Adrian's Pizza Bar, West Palm Beach.
Welcome on back. Final segment of Russo and Rizzo. We are in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Car accident, truck accident, slip and fall. My friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine will fight for you. They don't get paid unless you do. They will fight to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. Folks, don't settle for any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now in Anajar and Levine. Well, we have Chechia playing tonight at 10 o'clock against South Korea. Heung-min Son, I think the best player on the pitch in that one. You also got Hee Chan, a great attacker playing in that one. Now, Elias, I'm at your mercy. Chechia, a couple of players, a player plays for Leverkusen, a couple of the players play for Bundesliga. Who am I looking out for on the Chechia side?
I thought you didn't want to talk to me anymore.
We're down on you because of the U.S. stuff, but you're still my buddy, and I love you. Who am I looking out for on Chechia?
So on that team, Patrick Schick from Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen. Great guy, great player. I think he's going to have a good World Cup. I think this team is very like a big underdog, you know what I mean? You also have Thomas Susek from West Ham, who just got relegated to the championship. Also Kufal, who plays on Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga. It's a very complete physical team. I think it's going to be a good game. But at the same time, I see South Korea winning this game.
Elias, I didn't know Suchek played for them, by the way. I didn't know he was Chechen. I'll tell you what, he had a shocking foul against United this year. I still haven't forgiven that bloke. But it should be a good one. And one thing I'll say about South Korea, I'm way more familiar on the South Korea side. I mean, Son and Chan, their attack is great. They have quality on the outsides, too, at the fullback and the winger positions. They're going to play fast. And I ultimately think they're going to be too much for Chechia tonight. I see South Korea, Elias, like a 2-1 victory tonight. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Heung-min Son is going to either score or assist tonight. I think it's his time. He's the leader of this team. So we'll see what happens. 10 p.m. is a late game. They play in Mexico tonight. But, hey, we're going to have also a few games that are going to be played at midnight. So we have to get used to it.
And look out for Dong Young Lee. Dong Young Lee, a really good attacker for South Korea as well. And we'll continue to break all this stuff down coming up in about 6 minutes when myself and Damian Perez go live with Extra Time. But, folks, you hear that music, that means it's time for us to go. Sometimes friends have to go away, but a part of them stays with you forever. Remember that in this life. That is the end of Russo and Rizzo, but don't go anywhere. If you're trying to get your World Cup fix, folks, you got it, because you got the one-stop shop for your World Cup fix. That is Extra Time with myself and Damian Perez. We'll break down what happened in that Mexico game. I mean, truly a shocking result for South Africa, but we'll do all of that coming up next on Extra Time. But this has been Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You put a lot into your business. Your signage should reflect that. At Signorama West Palm, family owned and operated for over 32 years, we've been helping businesses stand out and stay top of mind. We don't just design signs. We handle the whole process, including professional installation and service. From ADA signs to reception signs and full storefronts, we turn everyday spaces into branding that gets attention. We can handle it all. Call us today at 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPV.com.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. Wait, is that Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho, you think Brazil will win it all this summer?
Claro que sí. Can I just say, you're my favorite player ever.
Bet all of soccer's biggest matches this summer on Hard Rock Bet. And keep your cool in case you run into Ronaldinho. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and back your country. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This soccer season, bring home a win that lasts beyond the final whistle. If hard water is spotting dishes, dulling laundry, and drying out your skin, that's a foul. Culligan has helped families since 1936 with free water testing and reverse osmosis systems that filter contaminants at the source. While the tournament ends soon, Culligan keeps savings going. Enjoy 12 months with no payments and no interest. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com. Serving South Florida, Vero Beach to Miami Beach.
Hey, Culligan man!
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Join ESPN West Palm and City Place for Goals on the Green, a soccer watch party on the lawn at City Place this Friday, June 12th, starting at 6 p.m., featuring Team USA's opening match of the tournament. Live game screenings, soccer-inspired fun, bites and drinks from Italy and True Kitchen, plus fun swag from Johnny O. Goals on the Green this Friday, City Place, West Palm Beach. Visit cityplace.com to learn more.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
Anna Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Messi, right outside of the box. Lino with a move. Shot! Lionel Messi with an incredible outside of the box shot!
For 1 month, the game takes over the planet. Nations collide. Heroes emerge. Legends are made. Every goal echoes around the globe. From the biggest stars to the next generation of icons, the chase for soccer's ultimate prize is underway. Welcome to Extra Time with Mike Rizzo.
Leo with a shot and a goal!
Brought to you by Yingling, Tri-Rail, and Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath.
Oh, man, I've been waiting for this one all day. Been waiting for this one all day. Folks, episode number 2 of Extra Time, your one-stop shop World Cup show. And earlier today, we had our first matchup, the opening matchup at Azteca Stadium with Mexico and South Africa. That was a 2-0 win for Mexico. We had 3 red cards in the game. And, I was doing theoretically speaking, Russo and Rizzo. I was watching the game with, one eye on it, one eye not. I did see the 2 red cards for South Africa. What I didn't see was the red card for Mexico. And to shed light on that for me is my co-host and producer, a man who I love dearly, Damian Perez, Uruguayan American. He's rooting for Team USA. He's rooting for Uruguay. But Damian, explain to me what happened on that red card with Mexico. You thought it was a little harsh. And Dame, welcome to one of my favorite days of the year, the beginning of the FIFA World Cup. Excuse me.
Absolutely, Mike. Good afternoon. Finally, it feels like we've waited so long for this first game, and we finally had it. And what a game it was. 2-0 by Mexico. And you mentioned it, that red card, the last red card by Cesar Montes, it was a play where it was a through ball that came in. He was on the right side of the box if we're attacking the goal. Beats the defender. The South African beats Cesar Montes, and Cesar Montes takes him out, but he's on the right side of the box, so it's not clear direct in front of the goal. He would have a good opportunity at crossing that ball in, but I didn't think it was a clear and obvious goal-scoring opportunity for it to warrant a red card. I don't know. You said you didn't. You mentioned it. You didn't see it, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts if you do get to see it.
Now, Damian, Montes and Vasquez, the 2 center backs from Mexico, I think that's their strongest position, arguably. Vasquez plays for Genoa, which is a team in La Liga, and Montes plays in Russia for Lokomotiv Moscow, who historically has been a pretty good team. To lose Montes for a game, I think that's going to hurt them. I do. I think Mexico is a team, maybe I'm disrespecting them a bit. I don't think they're as deep as some other teams. I think that they have quality within the starting 11, but when you look at their bench, I don't necessarily see them as a deep squad. And you can say the same thing for Team USA, all right? And that's a lot of teams. That's a lot of teams within the World Cup. You know, there are only the teams that have a spoil of riches are those 5 teams that I mentioned yesterday of France, Spain, Argentina, you know, the likes of England. Those are the teams where you could have 2 11s. In France's case, those are the teams you could have 3 11s. But with Mexico and Cesar picking up that red, I think that's going to hurt them for their next game. Now, if we take a look at Mexico's next fixture, it's their hardest game of the group, and it's South Africa. The 2 teams I expect to ascend into the knockout round out of Group A are South Korea and Mexico. And I am at your mercy. They played South Africa today. A lot of Souths within Group A. South Korea is their next match, and that's their hardest match. You're going to see South Korea against Czechia tonight. And Damian, I think after seeing Mexico get a result, South Korea needs to make sure they take care of business against Czechia tonight and get a full 3 as they go into that Mexico game with both of them having 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Mexico keeping a clean sheet. You know, they're up two goals in the goal differential, and Czechia playing a South Korean team that's very tough to score against. They're very disciplined, very organized. So absolutely. I mean, after seeing this game, I also have a lot of questions about South Africa. I mean, the showing that they showed today was very, very weak, and they're going into the next game with 2 men down in a World Cup where you need to have all the men on the field, and you're also fighting for that 3rd place spot as well. So the goal differential is just so much more important in this World Cup. But absolutely, after seeing Mexico in this debut of the World Cup, I'm sure Czech and South Korea, which is actually their next rival, are looking at Mexico and thinking, wow, this is a very good team.
They're happy to be there, South Africa. I'll say that. I told Elias, I was bothering the heck out of Elias while watching that game throughout the 2 shows. South Africa will be lucky to score a goal. I'm dead serious when I say that. So,
especially after this start.
I don't understand how they qualified, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know how that team qualified because there's quality in that federation. I don't know how they qualified. So I do give them credit for getting here. But after seeing that game against Mexico, I mean, that's horrific. Now, granted, that was a tough place to play, Damian, with all those Mexican fans on Mexican turf at the Azteca. Like
the stadium was buzzing.
That's probably going to be one of the hardest atmospheres you're going to play in outside of a United States men's national team game with us playing our games at home. I think the home field advantage is going to be real. But South Africa, man, I thought maybe they'd at least be able to score a goal, get a couple of draws in the group stage. It looks like they're going to be struggling for goals. The game we have tonight, as I've mentioned, South Korea and Czechia. Damian, where do you lean here? You know, I talked to Elias about it. Czechia does have quality. Souček for West Ham, who recently got demoted. A bunch of Bundesliga players here as well. But we know South Korea and some of the attackers that they have. It seems like everyone with the last name of Lee for South Korea is really good. Like I'm not even trolling.
Technically, they're very, very sound.
Yeah, and they play together. We know that the Asian teams, there's camaraderie there. They believe in each other. And
also, Mike, let me add to that. In Mexico, South Korea is very, very endeared because I don't know if you remember, in 2018, South Korea beat Germany, which actually punched Mexico's ticket into the knockout stage.
Yeah.
So Mexicans love South Korea, and in particular, Heung-min Song.
Yep. And Damian Kang-in Lee, who plays for PSG, I think he's going to make a big impact tonight. And obviously Heung-min Song, who's going to be, Damian, I see him more as a 9. You know, I see him as a 9, that false 9 up top. But he will be playing up top at a striker position. Now, a name I kept mentioning for South Korea is Hee Chan. I loved him at Wolves. I think he is quality in front of net when given some opportunities. This year in the Prem, man, it was a bit of a shocking season for Hee Chan. But 2 years ago, you really saw the quality for Hee Chan. And I think he's going to have a big impact on this World Cup. And I think South Korea, a dark horse to win the group. It's going to come down if they could beat Czechia tonight, Damian. And they're banking on Mexico to stub their toe. You know, I think it's going to be hard. Mexico will be a tough out on their home soil. But Damian, and this is with all due respect to the Mexicans, because I know we got a big following for them down here and across the country. I think it was more about how bad South Africa was rather than how good of a performance it was for Mexico. That game should have been 4-0.
Yeah, I agree.
It should have been
even when it was 11-on-11.
Yeah.
Even when it was 11-on-11, Mexico had a lot of opportunity. Felt like South Africa had a lot of self-inflicted wounds. But on Mexico's side, we got to highlight Julian Quinones, which was originally a snub for Colombia and decided to naturalize himself Mexican. And what a debut in this World Cup he had. We have to also remember he was the Golden Boot winner in Saudi Arabia. So this is the player who scored 33 goals, got off to a great start. I mean, Mexico going into their next game versus South Korea, it's going to be at home. They have the momentum. This is a team to watch because they're most likely going to win this group, in my opinion, after watching this first game.
I think it's one of the worst groups in the competition.
It's very leveled. Going into it, it was very hard to see who was going to win it and who was going to be the runner-up.
I think there's the two teams for me, Dame, that I rate. South Korea and Mexico. I'm a little biased with Mexico because of CONCACAF. I like seeing CONCACAF teams do good because I'm a diehard United States men's national team fan, and I love our country. But I have a tough time with seeing Mexico getting knocked off by a South Korea or one of these group teams, like
especially at home.
Now, one of my best friends, Pat, who Dame played college football like you, meaning soccer. You know, folks, when I say football on this show, you know what I'm talking about. Pat texts me, and he goes, he thinks South Korea is topping the group, and but he wants to see Mexico and England face each other in the Azteca in the round of 16.
I was going to say, that game would be in Mexico as well.
It would. And that'd be, dude, like, no holds barred with those fans and the English fans. We know how much the English support their team. Dude, that would be an unbelievable scene. That would be an unbelievable scene.
Doesn't benefit England. I mean, it's very hard to play in the Azteca, not just because of the home field advantage, the weather, but there's altitude at the Azteca.
There is.
So that's also a factor for this English team that we actually had down here in Palm Beach Gardens.
Covered their practice. Saw Kaiser Kane up close in person.
They were struggling out there.
Dude, the heat. But that's why Tuchel brought him down here. Tuchel specifically brought them here to Florida and had them practice in Palm Beach Gardens because they wanted to get used to the heat. I respect that. I actually respect the hell out of that.
It's risky, though, because, I mean, these players are going to enter the World Cup very, very tired.
Dame, the best is asking an English fan how they feel about Thomas Tuchel because they can't stand him. And I've talked to a couple of English fans, and it's like he's got to prove it. You know, he's proven nothing. And listen, I understand that. Dame, do you want to know what else I'm just noticing? Herman Berterame didn't make the Mexican roster.
Which is insane.
Yeah. They left him off.
Very shocking.
To be fair, Raul scored a goal today.
Yep. And Santi Jimenez is there too. They brought over Quinones, who had a great game. I mean, as the way the game started, you can say that they didn't really miss Berterame. But I think it's still a good player to have on the bench. It is a long tournament as you get into those later rounds. I feel like Berterame would have been a good player to kind of come in those late games when it's tight and sort of change the pace for this Mexican team.
Now, Damian, I'm double checking this. Dude, Mexico doesn't have a single MLS player on their roster. Do you think that had anything to do with it? You know how much the MLS and Liga MX, how much they bump heads.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of a player that, stands out as a Mexican player in the MLS, and I can't. No one really comes to mind.
It's
a lot of players in the Mexican league.
The reason I bring that up is because I think that's why he got left off. Is because he doesn't.
There could be that bias there,
right? And it drives me crazy that the MLS never wins CONCACAF. I thought our Inter Miami Herons were going to have a real shot at it. Granted, the CONCACAF and our federation on the club side still runs the ancient practice of away goals. I've never seen something so stupid in my life. Remember, I was saying that decades ago when the Champions League would do it. But do you want to know who's a good player who showed out today? Is that Quinones, the former Tigres player. Now, Damian, Al-Qasadiya, I believe that's Saudi Arabia. It is. He used to play for Tigres.
Yeah.
And I remember watching him in CONCACAF matchups. Now, give me the pronunciation.
Quinones.
Quinones.
He's the player I mentioned. He was a snub for Colombia. He's originally Colombian. Didn't get called up for Colombia, so he decided to naturalize himself and play for Mexico. Turns out being a great decision.
How is that live there? Because he plays there.
Right.
He's a citizen there now?
Right.
I mean, I get it, man.
You
want to
play there long enough,
yeah.
You're eligible for citizenship. Now you're eligible to play on that national team as well.
He was their best player on the pitch,
Yeah,
bro.
he was.
A Colombian-born player, best player on the pitch for Mexico.
Golden Boot winner in Saudi Arabia, too. Scored 33 goals.
Yeah, I could tell. Better than CR7.
Player to watch.
Yeah. Well, Dame, I mentioned Czechia and South Korea tonight. I wanted to look forward to a couple of matchups that we got going on tomorrow. Dame, I'm a little bittersweet. You want to know why? Italy should be playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it's
Then
Bosnia.
we got Bosnia.
It's Bosnia, Hungary, and Canada. Italy should be in that group.
Would have been a decent start for Italy, too.
Oh, God, they'd win that group. Are you kidding me? Italy would have waltzed through that group. That's a shocking group, that. Bosnia, Qatar, Switzerland, and Canada.
I mean, you say that, but at the same time, at the start of the qualifiers, who would have thought Italy wasn't qualifying in the group that they were in?
But what I'm saying is, even if you substitute the Italians in there, Canada, Qatar, and Switzerland, brother. Like, listen, put some respect on Switzerland. Fine, they had a decent Euros.
That would be the fight for the winner of the group. Switzerland and Italy.
To put things in perspective, Switzerland players like Xhaka, a lot of quality on the team. I get that. Dane, they had a good Euros, right? They had a really good Euros. They lost to England in penalties. I remember watching that fixture in a church at Matty P's wedding. It was a Greek wedding, Damien. You ever been to a Greek wedding?
No.
Oy vey.
Seen videos.
Oy vey.
Stand on the tables, dance.
The dance of Jeremiah. I mean, no, I'm talking, dude. The party's insane, but the ceremony 2 hours. Damien, wow. I was in a church with no AC for 2 hours. It was right, Damien. It was right before. If you remember, I came down here in West Palm in 2024.
Almost 2 years.
That's when the Euros were. That summer in 2024 is when the Euros were.
Good summer for you.
Correct. And that was right before I left to come down here to West Palm.
You got to see Cristiano Ronaldo win a Euros down here in West Palm. Look at that.
Yeah. That's,
Last trophy he'll win, though.
You're a Ronaldo hater, but regardless. Damien, yes, July 6, 2024, England defeated Switzerland. Now, I thought Spain won the Euros.
No, it was Portugal and Spain in the final.
And Portugal?
Yep.
Why the hell do I keep thinking Spain won that? That's bad on me, brother. Nico Williams.
Now you got me doubting it.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they won, Dame. I'm pretty sure Spain won that fixture. I'm going to double check it because I feel like I'm losing my mind. World Cup qualifications. You're thinking of Nations League, brother. That happened last year.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, dude. Spain won the Euros.
Yes, they beat.
Because remember, Spain beat everybody. Dude, they had a legendary run. It's
the Nations League. I mean, that's a random tournament that they decided to play this year.
Yeah. But Euros, yeah, Dame, they beat Croatia 3-0. Remember, all of us were like, oh, my God, what's wrong with Croatia? They beat Italy 1-0. They beat Albania 1-0. They beat Georgia 4-1. And remember that great game against Germany 2-1? They played France. They beat France 2-1. Kylian Mbappe injured. Remember, he had the black mask.
Right.
He looked like Batman out there. And then Spain and England. Spain and England 2-1. And that was the final. The final was Spain and England, and they won 2-1. Yep. I knew I wasn't losing my damn mind. But, yeah, dude,
how can you forget a heartbreak for England, right?
Yeah. You don't rate the Nations League. It's all right. Cristiano had a big-time goal in that competition that everyone seems to forget about. But, folks, you're listening to Extra Time, where we talk everything world football. We had our first matchup today, Mexico winning 2-0. Damien and I, we still think that South Africa was more about how shocking South Africa was. I'm honestly saying shame on Mexico for not winning by more than 2 goals.
So you think this is more about South Africa?
Awful,
other than giving credit to Mexico?
Dame, I think a team with quality wins that 4-0, being honest. Give credit to Jimenez. Unbelievable run, unbelievable crossing, and a great goal on the back stick.
Were you watching
when South Africa gave it away out of their own half?
They did that like 3 or 4 times.
Like, that's why it should have been 4-0.
What did you think?
You have to make good teams punish teams when they do stuff like that.
What did you think of the commercials?
Oh,
in the game?
Listen, I got to be careful. I love our partners here at ESPN West Palm, but we can't start doing that with football.
Never seen that.
We can't do that.
I have never in my life seen that.
Damien, my chat lit up like a Christmas tree. Oh, they were so angry. They were so angry.
And I I didn't know going in that there was going to be commercials, so it completely got me by surprise.
Damian, full-on missing moments in the game commercials.
Yeah, they came back and the game had already started. Unreal.
I think that's unacceptable.
They have to tighten that up. That can't happen.
Well,
that cannot happen. I get them sneaking in a commercial, but it's got to be 30 seconds, maybe a minute. They were on for like 2 minutes on break.
Stupid. Imagine if a goal happened.
Oh, my God.
Like, you can't do that. You cannot do that. And it makes me worry. It makes me worry that, leagues we love, like the Premier League, hell, Damian, even the MLS. Like, are they going to start doing commercial breaks during the MLS? Are they going to start doing commercial breaks during the MLB? What happens when I'm calling an Inter Miami game and we got to go to break for 60 seconds? With Inter Miami, Damian, a goal, as we know, a goal can happen with the Herons.
At any moment.
Any moment, dude. They could go from being on the byline on the other side of the pitch all the way down to the byline.
Right off the kickoff.
Right off the kickoff. I've seen it. Tadio Allende last year. Remember Allende scored?
Yeah. And we've been on the other end of that, too.
Oh,
getting scored on very, very early.
Charlotte, the Crown City in Charlotte. And Hidon Tokolamadi, the Israeli striker. What game you looking forward to the most tomorrow? What are we expecting from our lads tomorrow? Now, I got in a big fight with you, Elias, Tomas, all my Deportes boys. You guys act. I mean, dude, does Paraguay have the regen of Baggio on that team? Do they have the regen of Thomas Mueller on that team? Like, you guys act like Paraguay is this world powerhouse. I'm not trying to disrespect everything that's going on with Paraguay and even the CONMEBOL Federation. But the United States, that's a game I expect us to win. And I don't think it's crazy to have that expectation.
No,
that's not me being unfair to Paraguay either.
I think Team USA is going to win tomorrow, and I want them to win. But it's something where Paraguay is you have to be careful with Paraguay. This is not a game where you're going to go in and USA is going to be the overwhelming favorite. This is going to be a very tight game. It's going to be a hard-fought game. And Paraguay, nonetheless, they're a very good defensive team.
With what I saw, Damian, from our lads in the friendlies against the Senegal and against Germany, dude, I'm excited. I came into the World Cup doubting everything that Pochettino and the lads were doing because of how bad the friendlies were against Belgium and Portugal. I mean, Damian, our show Pink Smoke during the Inter Miami season, I was losing my mind, bro. I was losing my mind. You lost 7-2 on the aggregate to those teams. And that was a rough watch. And you had a lot of the players that were going to be playing at this World Cup. But call me a spoiled brat American, call me an entitled American, that's fine, a loudmouth American, whatever adjective the Europeans and everyone around the world wants to throw at me. I expect to beat Turkey, and I expect to beat Paraguay, and I don't think that's crazy. I don't expect to beat England. I don't expect to beat France. I don't expect to beat Argentina. I don't expect to beat Brazil. Damian, I don't even expect to beat Uruguay, to be completely honest. I know we won in a stupid friendly 3 months ago, but, trust me, I am a realistic United States fan. I expect us to win that group, though. And the one thing I will agree with everybody, I am probably being unrealistic when I say I expect us to get to the quarterfinal.
I don't think you are, though.
That's probably a little, Damian, that's probably me being a little entitled. But hear me out on this. It's on our home soil. We have the best, in my opinion, with all due respect to Bruce Arena, Berhalter. I think this is the best manager we've had in years.
Definitely the one with the most experience, for sure.
The best manager we've had in years. I expect, and the home soil thing is massive, dude. Massive.
Especially if they get a first win. I think that's why the game against Paraguay is going to be very, very important because you're going to get everybody on board. If USA goes out there, wins the game, now you're going to get, I know there's still going to be excitement regardless, but if they do come off that win, now you have momentum. And I don't think it's crazy for you to expect the Team USA to make the quarterfinals. I mean, you mentioned it. They're on home soil. This is the golden era, but they're not a young golden era. Most of these players are in their peak. So if you're not expecting Team USA to make it to the quarterfinals now, then when will you?
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a very big opportunity for USA to grow as a nation in soccer. But I'll reiterate, I think Paraguay will be the harder team in the group. Turkey is a very young team, very inexperienced team, and I think USA could take advantage of that. But the game to watch for me is always going to be Paraguay.
Now, Dame, the game's going to be played tomorrow at SoFi Stadium. It's going to be a 9 p.m. kickoff.
9 p.m. for us.
And 6 p.m., obviously, on the West Coast. My uncle texted me. He goes, you flying back? 'Cause for those of you that don't know, I was vacationing in L.A. last week. Damien, you got to check out Hermosa Beach, by the way. One of the nicest places I've ever been to
Takes
in my
after
life.
his name. You know what Hermosa is in Spanish, right?
Help me out.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's. I'll tell you what. Might name my daughter Hermosa because that beach was out of this world. I was out there a week too early.
Yeah.
Granted, that's how I lined up vacation because I had to make sure I was back.
Imagine what it's like now.
Oh, man, dude. Off the hook. That place is probably off the hook. But once again, folks, this is Extra Time on ESPN 106.3, your one-stop shop World Cup show. Folks, when we come back, Damien and I will go through some of the top players that we think are at the World Cup. I have lists from both ESPN and Fox Sports.
Got a problem with those lists.
Yeah, and listen, we'll talk about that because the number one player on the list, I think, will shock a couple of people. And ESPN did something a little interesting that I'll explain. But listen, we have games down here. They're calling it Miami Stadium, folks, but it's at the Hard Rock Stadium. And you could get down there. If you have tickets, you live in Palm Beach County, right? And you were lucky enough to get tickets to this year's World Cup games at Hard Rock Stadium, take the Tri-Rail. Take the Tri-Rail. You're going to avoid traffic. You're going to avoid the parking. It's easy. Folks, you get on at one of the many stops that they have within South Florida and Palm Beach County, and you get off at a stop that corresponds with Hard Rock Stadium. And the best part is it's like an 8-minute walk, 7-minute walk. And Julian Zalvidar and Lucas Rubio were down, Damien, at the Fan Fest, and they said it's unbelievable.
I bet.
So, and it's a short walk from the Tri-Rail station that you would take. Tri-rail.com. Folks, tri-rail.com. Get on Tri-Rail. Let Tri-Rail be your ride to Miami Stadium to go to all of these games. Tri-rail.com. $5, folks. Weekend rates start at $5. Tri-rail.com. Take advantage of the great prices and the great luxurious and comfortable ride with Tri-Rail. Damien, when we come back, we'll talk about some of the top players at the World Cup on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Mega Bash at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium is the biggest 4th of July party in Jupiter. There's no better way to celebrate America's 250th birthday than enjoying 2 special baseball games on July 3rd and July 4th. Both games begin at 6 p.m., featuring the Mega Kids Inflatable Area and the biggest fireworks show of the season. Tickets start at just $8. Stop by the ticket office or visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com to purchase your Mega Bash tickets today.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients and South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Enter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Yair Holtzman, partner and leader of Anshin's Research and Development Tax Credits Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act restored full expensing of domestic research and development expenditures, allowing businesses to deduct qualifying costs immediately or choose among different tax treatments. Beginning with tax years after December 31st, 2024, special elections for small businesses can be applied retroactively. At Anshin, we help businesses develop a proactive tax plan, identify qualified activities and expenses, and optimize cash flow and tax benefits. If your business is investing in U.S.-based R&D and looking to maximize incentives while remaining compliant with tax law, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSIsYes.com today.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything. Their best price out-the-door guarantee means you know you're getting the best deal. So next time your car needs something, don't stress. Just go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. Trust me, they've got you covered.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Listen live for all of your Inter Miami coverage, including play-by-play, weekly shows, and all the latest on the Herons. If it's Inter Miami, it's on ESPN 1063. Listen on the ESPN South Florida app or stream it on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with Inter Miami anytime, anywhere. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE today.
Welcome back to Extra Time with Mike Rizzo. Brought to you by Yingling, Tri-Rail, and Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath.
Folks, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath for 40 years have stood up for their clients in South Florida communities. If you have been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There is no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. Folks, foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proud supporters of Extra Time and the World Cup on ESPN 1063. All right, Dame, I mentioned to you that I got a couple of lists, all right, that have from Fox, from ESPN, that rank the top players at the 2026 World Cup. Now, let's start with the list from Fox because they literally go 1 through 100. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but the top 10, number 1, they got Lamine Yamal. Number 2, Kylian Mbappe. And for the record, Lamine Yamal, Spanish forward, Barcelona. I personally put Mbappe here. I know Yamal is great. He's going to be the best in the world in about a year or two. Some people, obviously, like Fox, think he's already there. But they got Yamal 1, Mbappe 2, Harry Kane 3, Dembele 4, Olise 5, Haaland 6, Vinicius Jr. 7, Hakimi 8, Vitinha 9, Pedri 10. Damian, you have an issue with this top 10.
I agree with you. I think Mbappe should be number 1. Been there, done that. And Lamine Yamal is entering this tournament injured. He might not even play the first 2 games.
Yep.
So that'll definitely take. Now is this list for the World Cup?
For the World Cup.
Okay. So I could see why they had Lamine Yamal at first, kind of anticipating that he's going to have that World Cup, but it's very important to give credit to what Mbappe has already done.
The list is top players at the 2026 World Cup, Damian.
I think Pedri shouldn't be in the top 10. Hakimi's another one. That was my second.
The one I had a problem with was Hakimi. Like, Pedri, I don't think he should be on there because the brother's never available.
Yes.
It's always hurt. The fact that Bruno Fernandes and Valverde aren't on the top 10 is shocking.
Yeah.
Bruno won Player of the Year
Especially
in the
off
Prem.
the season Bruno had.
And Valverde, listen, I know Yamal was probably the best player this year in La Liga. He's a close second, if not one, dude. If not one. Valverde was would you agree Valverde best player on Madrid this year?
Oh, absolutely.
Would not not even close. And Damian, I don't even think this is you.
Kept him in the Champions League.
I don't even think this is you being a biased Uruguayo, man. All right, he is sick. And then you could call me biased on Bruno. Bruno plays in the toughest league in the world. The Prem is the best league in the world. And he had 21 assists.
He was the best player in the Prem.
And half of those came from open field play.
What do you think about Kane over Olise at 3?
I'm fine with it. I love Harry Kane.
Kane at 3.
Got to be honest, I love Harry Kane. Kaiser Kane is
It's a bit
great.
high for me.
Kane is great.
It's a bit high for me.
But they play on the same team, and Kane had more goals.
Yeah, for Bayern.
So that's why
Well, I mean, that's also his position.
But Kane, fine.
If you're Kane, you're there to score the goals.
But Kane has played good in European competition.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not taking anything away from Kane, but I just feel like 3.
Elise, all right, I'll listen to Dembele over him.
Yeah, that's another.
I'll listen to now Ousmane Dembele.
Especially with the team he plays on.
I mean, I would listen to Dembele being top 2. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Damien,
Ballon d'Or winner.
Damien, when he went to PSG, it changed the trajectory of everything.
Yeah.
When they made him the vocal point offensively and they got rid of Mbappe.
And against all odds.
Everything changed. Dude.
Against all odds, because you get rid of Mbappe, who was arguably probably the hottest player in the league, in the world, and Dembele comes in not in his best moment, you know. I don't want to say he was a flop at Barcelona, but he wasn't what he is nowadays at Barcelona.
Now, Lucas and Enrique, the coach for PSG, remember there's that famous clip of him screaming at Mbappe saying he's got to defend?
Right.
Mbappe shortly was off the team after that. They made Dembele the vocal point, and they've won 2 European championships.
Most selfless player in the world right now is probably Dembele. I mean, he's the reigning Ballon d'Or winner. And he'll take a step back to Mbappe in this national team, I feel like.
Haaland could be top 3 if you want to nitpick as well.
Yeah,
Erling Haaland
it's going to be
3.
tough. It's going to be tough for him to break the top 3. Just based off, Norway, they're a great team. They're
What do you mean?
Very good qualifier.
They're the reason the Azuri Blue had to go to godforsaken Bosnia and play that matchup and be out of the cup. Anyway, sorry.
I'll find it tough for Norway to get past the round of 16. Actually, there is no round of 16. It's straight to round of 32.
Damien, have you seen the Bosnia-Hungary chant?
No.
So my friend Greg, who's listening right now, love you, Jeber. He sent me, now it was insult to injury, similar to Elias, bothering the hell out of me that, Italy's not in the World Cup. I am for Bosnia. Take me to America. And it's just
He's
so
Bosnian, right?
Who?
Your friend?
No, God, no. He's just a troll. Greg he's a mutt. He's everything.
He's trolling you for Italy.
He's more English than anything. He roots for the 3 Lions. But to be fair to Greg, he's a proper lad, and he roots for, like me, he roots for the USA men's national team more than anybody, unlike some people in this office who live here in the USA. Regardless, all right, he sent me that chat this morning. I'll have to show you in the break. I could probably even put it on on our stream, Damien. It's literally like when you think of Bosnia, Damien, cold, gray, they're in some tunnel, and it's this guy with the megaphone going, I am for Bosnia, and then everyone else goes, take me to America, and then they end with, ole, 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 ole. It was pretty funny,
awesome.
but yeah, to get back to the list, Dame. Pedri and Hakimi, I don't think should be on there. I'll listen to Vitinha. Now, I know my buddies who are listening wouldn't put Vinicius on top 10.
Is he in the top 10?
He is. He's 7.
Ooh, that's
Vinny's
very
7.
high.
They left off Rafinha, who I think should be on there, Bruno Fernandes, and Valverde. I'd probably sub those 3 in for Pedri, Hakimi, and Vinicius.
Spot on. I'm right there with you.
And I would put Valverde higher, I think, than anybody of the 3 that are entering in. I'd put Bruno behind him, and I would put Rafinha there as well. Dude, Rafinha is underrated. I think Brazil in a world, now he's so dynamic off that right side with his inverted left, but inverted left foot, folks, meaning he's left foot dominant, shoots with his left foot.
Likes to cut in.
Correct. Inside forward, whatever you want to call him. I think in a world, they could probably put him at striker too. They like him and Vinny. You've seen the Brazil, before Ancelotti, you saw Brazil flirt with Vinny at a 10. Vinny can never play a striker. But, that's why it's important, I think, for Endrick to have a big World Cup for Brazil. They need a striker, Dame. That Brazil team, since they haven't had a true 10, they've struggled. Now, for Brazilian standards, right? They've gone to quarterfinals. They've gone to the Damien, which World Cup were they the Final Four in? They were in the Final Four in one of the.
It was their World Cup, and the one in Brazil, 2014.
That's it. When we say Brazil has struggled in the World Cup, we're talking about their expectations. Brazil has
compared to their expectations.
Brazil has the most World Cups out of anybody. They've won it the most out of anybody. So that's the expectation, is to win the competition.
And let me add Ryan to that. The forward for Bournemouth, who in 15 games had 7 goals and assists in the Premier League. This is another player that alongside Endrick, I think are going to have
it's a good
great
shout.
World Cup.
Jeez, Dame, it's a good shout. That's just, and the fact that I forgot about that young man just shows how much quality Brazil really has.
And it shows how under the radar Brazil is really flying right now, because nobody's mentioning Brazil as one of the top 5 teams that can win this World Cup. But when we look at their team, yes, they're young. Yes, they lack experience, but they got a lot of players who are very hungry and, like you said, dynamic, like Rafinha and Vinicius, who on a good day could be the best player in the world.
And I think we're downplaying, or a lot of people are downplaying Carlo Ancelotti.
That's another great point.
And the manager that Damian, when you think of football managers, Sir Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, and Carlo Ancelotti.
And he's coming off a dynasty. I mean, it hurts to say it as someone who supports Barcelona, but Real Madrid under Ancelotti, they had a dynasty. I mean, how many Champions League? Was it 3? Consecutively? So this is a coach who, I agree, I think it's very underrated, Carlos Ancelotti as the coach for Brazil. He could very well be the best coach in this World Cup.
I mean, it's like Pep Guardiola, Ancelotti, Inzaghi.
Luis Enrique. We got to throw in Luis Enrique,
remember
too.
Inzaghi with Inter Milan? Yep. Luis Enrique, Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm sorry, mate. You got to put Jose Mourinho. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's won Champions League.
You can tell me you hate Mourinho. By the way, for the record, love Mourinho. Josie could coach any of my teams whenever you want.
When you win Champions League with multiple teams, you deserve to be mentioned amongst the best, because I believe that's one of the hardest tournaments to win.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So, Damian, Craig Karmazin's ChatGPT. By the way, Craig Karmazin, our CEO of Good Karma Brands and leader of ESPN West Palm, he gives us a free subscription to ChatGPT. And I was interested to see who Chat thought were the greatest club managers ever. They didn't mention Alex Ferguson, and I immediately closed the chat. They have Pep, Ancelotti, Inzaghi, Alonso, Emery, Lucas Enrique, Arteta, and they don't have Alex Ferguson. Well, I actually need to hang on. You didn't mention Alex Ferguson.
Did Ferguson win a Champions League?
Come on,
I'm at your mercy.
2.
I know one they lost to Barcelona.
2.
Okay.
2. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saving the game against Bayern Munich in the 90s.
Then absolutely,
Beckham.
He should be there.
And then 07 with Chelsea against Chelsea in the rain in Moscow. Ronaldo opened up the scoring. Chelsea scored again, 1-1 into penalties. And then remember, Ronaldo missed the first PK. And United fans were freaking out. And then John Terry hit the bar, and that's how United ended up winning that game. Dude, 07, man. Dame, we were in middle school, for God's sakes. Hang on. You didn't mention Alex Ferguson. Your opinions are
discredited right there.
Irrelevant. I just want to see the response to that. Like, how do you forget? How does this freaking AI forget Alex Ferguson?
He must be a Liverpool fan, which I respect.
Is widely considered the greatest soccer manager of all time, but the previous list focused strictly on current club managers. That's why. Current.
Good excuse,
current.
Kat.
Yeah, okay. And technically, listen, that's why you can't trust AI. I'm down on AI. That's why you can't trust AI, because Ancelotti isn't even a coach at the club level. He's a coach on the national level, on the international level.
Did it say only club?
It said the club level. It's a phony. It's a phony shtick. AI is a phony shtick. How do you leave off Alex Ferguson?
Mike's down on ChatGPT.
Down on Craig Karmazin's ChatGPT. Dame, but once again, that's the top 10 players according to Fox. If we move on to ESPN, these were interesting. The way they did their top players were a little interesting. They said tier 1, all right? Tier 1 for them. Hang on, I'm missing a page here, darn it. I'm missing a page, Dame. Where the hell is it? Oh, Dame. Oh, I don't have it. All right. They had the potential best player on a World Cup winning team. I sadly forgot to include that. And guess what? Do you have any idea what I used to compile this list? What do you think I used to compile this list? I'm tremendously down on that program. I honestly, you know what, Dame? We're done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. That really upset me. Regardless, I think the top 10, we hit the nail on the head with Hakimi, Vitinha, and Pedri being off the list. Valverde, Bruno, and Rafinha belong on that list. Any guesses where Messi was?
Ooh, that's another snub.
Any guesses where Lionel Messi was?
11?
16. And I thought that was a little...
Where's Ronaldo?
Ronaldo checking in at number 40.
Oh, you got to keep scrolling.
Yeah, you're right. All right, dude. You know, Damian, I recently I recently came on over to the Lionel Messi club because, listen, I love Messi. That man gives me the best opportunities I could ever ask for calling games. But yeah, Ronaldo, 40 on the dot. He's in the Jeremy Doku and Ryan Cherokee range. Now, Cherokee, my God, if you listen to my city, if you listen to my city fans,
what a player!
All right, relax. If they listen,
what a player!
The city fan, my good buddy B, he talks to Cherokee like he's Bruno Fernandes. Can we pump the brakes a bit? All right.
Cherokee is a player that, as a fan of soccer, I mean, anyone in the world should just appreciate. He's just so creative. He's very different. He has that style that we just don't see anymore. And I'm very excited to see him with France this year.
The best is when Cherokee thought they beat United in the Europa League.
Well, that's the bias.
Do you remember that?
You got to remember,
Mike
is a Manchester United fan.
I cannot stand Cherokee.
He's never going to give Cherokee his flowers.
No, he's a good player. But listen.
He's just so fun to watch, man. And I mean.
He's no Bruno Fernandes.
What he has.
Bruno.
What Cherokee has at hand in this France squad, I mean, he's the puppeteer of this team. He's going to pull the strings in this team. And at his disposal, you got Mbappé, you got Olise, you got Dembele. I mean, this French team.
Does he start? Does Cherokee start? Serious question.
I mean, on that squad, it's really tough.
That's what I mean.
It's tough to say who the starting 11 is. Does he deserve to start? Yes, I think they'll rotate. They'll probably have 3 or 4 different starting 11s.
Dame, let's go to the French friendlies real quick. We're about to take a timeout too, folks. This is extra time. Your one-stop shop for World Cup talk.
We need 2 hours, Mike.
Trust me, I'm working on it, brother. When you look at France and specifically in the midfield, Dame, could you argue that every position is a top position for that team? But I could argue that's their strength. I mean, they got Rabiot, they got Tchouaméni. I mean, Kone, Dame, Conte.
Yeah.
Like, I am dead serious when I ask you if Cherokee even starts on that team, bro.
Well,
he's the most creative. I think Cherokee by far is the most creative. And you want to know who? Dude, Zaire Emery. Like, oh my God. My God.
And that's the thing, because if you play with Cherokee, you're playing with the number 10. If you don't play with Cherokee, you could put him outside and have him as an inverted winger. But I'll always see Cherokee as that player that sits behind the striker, sits behind the forwards, and is just really creative.
Dame, he doesn't make it. Do you want to know why? And we know Deschamps. This is the legendary manager Deschamps' final go, the 2018 World Cup final manager and champion. Ousmane Dembele is sitting behind Mbappe. You're not starting Cherokee over Dembele. Desiree Doué. Now, maybe he plays over Doué off of the left. You're not playing him over Olise.
Yeah, you're not taking Olise out.
And how Deschamps lines up tactically, as we know, he goes 2 DMs. And Rabiot and Tchouaméni, I mean, Cherokee's not defending the ball, mate. Do we agree on that?
That's the thing. If you're France, do you really need offensive firepower, or you just need players that are going to be secure in the back and not give up goals on counterattacks? Because I think you're good up top.
They got Magic Mike in goal. Hernandez on the left fullback side, Koundé on the right.
Upamecano at center back.
I don't rate him. I can't believe that, brother. I'm going to be honest. I can't believe he starts.
Premier League champion Saliba.
Yeah, the WWE ball. William Saliba.
La Liga champion Koundé.
Unbelievable backline. The only player I don't rate there is Upamecano. Maybe Dingy off that. Maybe Dingy. I don't know.
He's the German champion.
Listen,
Upamecano. I mean, that team is just an embarrassment.
They're loaded.
Of riches.
Embarrassment of riches is rightfully put. And that's why it was shocking when Argentina beat them last World Cup, honestly. And remember, Colomulani was one-on-one with Emi Martinez, and Martinez stonewalled him.
Yep.
Dude, Emi.
What a moment.
Emi is, dude, if I got to be honest, bro. Donnarumma is great, but we're not in the competition. Like, if someone told me I had one game and I needed one goalkeeper, it might be Emi Martinez, bro. It might be Emi Martinez.
Yeah.
Who else?
Especially in penalties.
Like, that's
someone that can get in your head.
Outside of Donnarumma, like, who would you take over Emi Martinez?
Right now?
That's why when United was in for Martinez, I was jacked.
Dude. I mean, David Raya is a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah, you got me with my pants down there. Raya's unbelievable. I mean, granted, Raya's the reason those blokes won the title.
I was going to say he kept.
He's
Arsenal
the best player on that
final.
team. Raya's the best player. You got me, Dame. Panned up in the chat. You got me. But Emi's unreal. And I would go with Emmy in a lot of the
But
situations.
he's definitely top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, if we list out the goalkeepers in this World Cup.
And then, by the way,
top 5 easily.
Raya, goalkeeper for Spain, probably the best goalkeeper in the tournament. Dude, let's talk more about Spain when we come back. I got to take a timeout. Folks, Tri-Dash Rail, if you need to get down to what they're calling it, Miami Stadium, Hard Rock Stadium, White Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath, proud sponsors of Extra Time. And I guess an injury we're going to focus on is the Chris Richards injury. He's actually coming back. Chris Richards, the top center back for our lads, United States men's national team.
And for Paraguay.
Yeah. And
being that they play tomorrow.
Listen. We can't go a full segment on this program without talking about Paraguay. Not even this program. ESPN West Palm in general. Paraguay apparently they got Lionel Messi up top. They have Ousmane Dembele behind them. They got Mbappe playing an inverted left wing. We're coming right back on ESPN West Palm Extra Time.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
This soccer season, bring home a win that lasts beyond the final whistle. If hard water is spotting dishes, dulling laundry, and drying out your skin, that's a foul. Culligan has helped families since 1936 with free water testing and reverse osmosis systems that filter contaminants at the source. While the tournament ends soon, Culligan keeps savings going. Enjoy 12 months with no payments and no interest. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com. Serving South Florida, Vero Beach to Miami Beach.
Hey, Culligan man!
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath has stood up for clients and South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath. Proud supporters of Enter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Ford is here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you value what we value. Now offering employee pricing. American value for American values. Go to Ford.com or your local Ford dealer for more information.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything. Their best price out the door guarantee means you know you're getting the best deal. So next time your car needs something, don't stress. Just go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. Trust me, they've got you covered.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Listen live for all of your Inter Miami coverage, including play-by-play, weekly shows, and all the latest on the Herons. If it's Inter Miami, it's on ESPN 1063. Listen on the ESPN South Florida app or stream it on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with Inter Miami anytime, anywhere. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE today.
Welcome back to Extra Time with Mike Rizzo. Brought to you by Yingling, Tri-Rail, and Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath.
Final segment of Extra Time. 888-760-3776. Got about 3.5 minutes of showtime if you want to touch on any of the topics we had. This is your one-stop shop World Cup show. Mexico winners over South Africa 2-0. I thought it was believe it or not, I still thought it was a bad performance by Mexico. I really do. That game should have been 4-5-0. The little I was able to watch with peripherals, I really thought that it should have been more. I think a team with a little more quality up top probably punishes South Africa more. Damian, South Africa had 2 red cards in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the worst opening games I think we've seen in a long time.
2 red cards, and even when they had 11, I mean, they weren't really showing much. A lot of lapses in coverage in the back, a lot of self-inflicted wounds, a lot of turnovers, which we see a lot here at Inter Miami. But it's still World Cup team like South Africa. I mean, granted, this is an expanded tournament, so we are going to see more teams that made it that probably wouldn't have made it to the last World Cup. But nonetheless, I agree. I think Mexico probably had an opportunity to bury 4 on the South African team.
It does. So tonight, Damian, we got Czechia and South Korea. Obviously, Souček.
I'm excited for this one.
Souček comes to mind. God, he's a dirty player. Everything goes back to United always with me, Damian. But they got Souček. They got some quality out of the Bundesliga. Souček's the one that screams out to me. And then as far as South Korea, obviously Heung-min Son. And you know me, I love Chan, dude. I love Hee-chan, bro. Former, or rather, he's still on Wolves.
Yeah.
Had that great season 2 years ago. I think this is a game South Korea will win. My final score will be 2-1 South Korea. And I got Heung-min Son scoring a goal and Hee-chan.
I think it'll also be a close game. I mean, I think South Korea is going to win, and I see actually a 1-0. I think it'll be a close game.
Now, Patrick Schick for Bayern Leverkusen this year, 16 goals in the Bundesliga.
He was great, and he was great last year as well.
So he's quality. Certainly a player to definitely be looking out for. I swear Czechia had someone. I think they have someone who plays for FC Cincinnati. I'm at your mercy, folks. God damn. Remember that Cincinnati game, how crazy it was?
Yeah, they always are.
And but that was like the 6-4 game where Messi had the hat trick. I think he's a defender regardless. I think be on the lookout for that. I think they do actually have an MLS player. And obviously, folks, we're home of the Inter Miami Herons here on your Inter Miami radio network. I'm going to be rooting. I'm a phony, Damian. I'm going to be rooting for Argentina when when our USMNT isn't playing. Would love to see Messi go back to back.
That's your secondary team, Argentina?
Absolutely. For Messi reasons only. Messi, I always say, obviously, ESPN West Palm, Brian Rowitz, content director, Stephanie Prince, our GM. They're the ones I thank the most. But, Messi, I mean, my God, dude.
Who would have thought, right?
Being able to call Lionel Messi games down here in Miami.
It's almost like you got to pinch yourself.
And being able to drive to New Stadium and hang out with everybody. Now, that's a lot of fun. I get to those games 4 hours early, Dame, just because I'm afraid of the drive. Dude,
especially with the new stadium.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's state of the art.
Now, Damian, we made our group predictions yesterday. We'll update everybody on those tomorrow. But we did both pick Spain to win. And we mentioned David Raya. I mentioned David Raya before the break. Damian, they have a world-class player, I feel like, at every position.
Yeah.
Now, striker, Morata isn't the go-to anymore. I don't even think he made the roster.
No.
Remind me who the striker is again. It's from Madrid, right? It's a kid from Madrid.
No, he didn't make it
Barcelona.
See, that's the interesting thing with Spain, and that's something Spain has lacked. I can't remember. The last real good striker Spain had was David Villa and Fernando Torres. Since then, they've been really lacking at striker. I think it'll be a lot of Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal when he is healthy.
No, they're on the corner, but Damian, I swear that they recently had a young striker kind of come out of nowhere. But
well, you had Gonzalo on Real Madrid, but he didn't get called up.
Okay, that's who I'm thinking of. Folks, you hear that music, that means it's time for us to go. Sometimes friends have to go away, but a part of them stays with you forever. Remember that in this life. 2 hours tomorrow. We get our wish tomorrow, Dame. 2 hours of extra time on ESPN 106.3.
EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between.